Cubo. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? What's up, baby?
Oh, hello.
How you guys doing today? Here we are. Another
Another exciting one.
that's true. This is a banger.
This is the fire. Fuego.
I know we're late. We're always late, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're never gonna be early.
Anyways, hey everybody. Hello.
Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully you
Tomorrow's
guys are
Valentine's Day.
it's coming up. 40 more minutes.
Ooh, for them lovebirds out there.
Yeah.
I like Valentine's Day. I like all the holidays.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Como dije. I hopefully you guys are enjoying.
How was everybody's weekend? How was the Super Bowl? I was kind of going for the Eagles because we have to pick a team and they lost. But it's okay. I like their mascot though. He's like flapping his wings and he's like, caw, caw, you know,
Oh
getting
yeah.
it. That was cool.
Call that was it? I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, he didn't say those words, but when he was doing that, it looked like, those are the sounds that he would make.
That's what you pictured.
Yeah.
Good shit. Good shit. Sorry guys, real quick. I am doing the gifting the big motherfucker got one. Sergio, AP, Chapatin, and Burqueño.
They got what?
They were all gifted memberships to the for 30 days to the channel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right.
I'm like
About
Santa
time.
Claus, except a lot cheaper.
Oh my.
Let me get to some of these comments real quick. What's up, everyone? Said Sergio. Cubole, brother. Our Life Phoenix said Sergio. Sergio said Muffin. AP said Orale. Orale AP said Sergio. Ty602 came in and said Beat 2-3. Cubo. Big motherfucker says Sup, everyone. Sergio said, what the fuck? No way are they actually on time. Yeah, that's what we do, bro.
God.
Francisco Cubo, brother. Sergio,
VP. Okay.
Sergio said, hey, newsflash, it's Monday. Valentine's Day is over. No,
No,
tomorrow's
it's not.
Valentine's Day, bro.
It's tomorrow. Oh, Sergio's going to be a hater for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. AP said, dry your eyes. There is no need to cry.
Oh.
Oh, are you making fun of my little fucking teary-eyed thingamajigger? Fuck you. Sergio said, hey, I got one. Giovanna, you got them papeles, said AP. Hey, Sergio said, thank you. I got a gift.
No, I don't need papers. I was born here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Gracias, Craig, said AP. Ya sabes, bro. Big motherfucker said, órale, gracias. That's twice for you, homeboy. AP said, finna go catch up on Emmett history now. Este vato.
Oh, good.
Francisco said, Chronicles familia. What's up? Watch it. He put big 2 3s. What's up, Francisco? How you doing, brother?
Oh my goodness.
I saw that your comment, bro, on the interview. Estaba firme. I think I don't know why she used that headline when there was no tears, but whatever. I guess they gotta bring in the views. La Tusa said, órale, Chris, what's good, everyone in the chat? Hope all is well. Sergio said, LOL, no hate here. All the girls talk to want to give Valentine's Day, not my style, said AP.
Oh my God, AP, don't be cheap. Give them something.
That's what I just did right now. That was my Valentine's gift to all you guys. Now you guys owe me something.
Ew.
Well, you think it was for free?
Oh. I did watch never mind.
Shit. La Tusa
Never
520
mind.
said Phoenix was live yesterday for the Super Bowl. Man, I wish I could have been there.
It was so crazy. It's just crazy busy.
Asafu, what's up, homeboy? How you been, man? It's been a minute. He said, how you doing, Grio? Just tapping in. How are you, brother? It's crazy how this thing decides to give the people, like, who to give it to. It says it does it to, like, the people that are most, like, engaged or whatever.
Active.
Yeah, it's a trip how it does that. For let me see. Where is it? For $149, I could do 50 of them. What do you think about that, babe?
Well, probably not right now.
I just won't pay our water bill this month.
Oh, you better stop.
Francisco said, I liked it, bro. Thank you, brother. Rasa food, bro. I be cutting rucas off on V-Day, said AP.
Oh my goodness. I think it's such a cute day. You know, everybody gets little candies, and I used to like it in school. You know.
Francisco said, we vato in Arizona don't celebrate V-Day.
Oh my God. Horrible
Too,
little people.
we too cool, bro. ZG said, Crick, did you shed a tear, Holmes? I didn't, bro. That's what's crazy. I don't know why she used that terminology. I mean, I guess it's to pull the thing, but then when you read it, she says that it looks like I get emotional, I clear my throat, and then I continue on. I could probably admit. I mean, I admit that, but I don't got tear ducts, bro. They don't come down my cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing. I do. I cry for everything, except for Argentina.
You know, you're funny.
I don't know why that came to mind like that. You know that was funny. You laughed.
You're not funny.
AP said I had a little barbecue here in Mexico for the Super Bowl, made burgers and wings, and just imagine I was on the 602. Oh, you still out there, brother? How long you gonna be out there?
He's waiting so he can find a coyote.
Yeah, be careful, brother, for real. He needs a coyote, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Do you want us to start a fund for you, AP, to get you back?
Bring AP back.
Yeah, we will.
Big motherfucker said she said 150. Oh hell no. Hey, what's fucked up is I'll only get 40% back. YouTube will take the rest, fuckers. Raza food. Been a long minute. It's good to see you still pushing on the YouTube. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it has been a while, bro. You missed a lot. Well, not. I mean, it's same old shit, but um, we finally got our tax exempt status by the IRS. So now the nonprofit is ready to roll. It's just a matter of getting out there and doing it. I need to be out there, I think, for that. But I'm making moves from out here, but I really need to get out there. But yeah, we're still pushing. Sergio said all these hating ass bitches are missing out. I spoil my lady when I have one.
You have Cricket. You're the sister wife.
I could tell.
What are you gonna get him, babe, for Valentine's Day?
I just got him that gift.
Oh, see, there you go. See, Sergio?
I'm gonna release a real nice little video just for the members.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a banger.
I'm done.
ZG said we all cry in the shower and act like we're singing. In the
Okay.
pinta, everybody looks up at their bunk and tears up. To Art LeBeau, Ty 602, B23, don't cry, we multiply. He said, my flight is March 11th at 8 p. Oh, is it, brother? Come back. How expensive are
Okay.
the flights from Mexico?
I don't know.
Can't be that expensive. Does Southwest go to Mexico? Yeah, right.
You know, I don't know. I've never been there, so how would I know?
Well, I've never flown there. I wouldn't know either. I mean, if you ever seen a commercial or anything,
Yeah, they go out there. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
They're international.
Some don't fly international. Sorry, a little bit chilly. Let me see my Raza Fusa. I don't know why, but my notifications for your channel were turned off. I thought you stopped coming on. Nah, we haven't come on as often as we used to, brother. But it's only because I was in Phoenix for a while for the holidays. Then I got back out here, and we were doing. I had to catch up on work and stuff. I'm still as motivated and I'm with it. You know what I mean? I just I don't release videos, so I understand that this daily conversations can get kind of repetitive. So it's just, we kind of do a little, leave a little time in between for that reason. But I mean, there's a lot of shit to talk about for real though in the world these days, bro. What about all these fucking shit that they're shooting down? What do you guys think about that shit?
What did they say it was? It was like 3 UFOs or something?
Yeah, they're not even they're not saying. Well, today I think they came out and said the the White House said that it wasn't extraterrestrial, but they're not saying what it was. It's weird, but they were.
They're not going
Saying,
to. They're not going to try to
yeah, they're
scare
saying. I guess
everybody.
they're saying that it's like, ¿cómo se dice? Um, so it's like little cylindrical objects, not like that big ass balloon. It's just kind of coincidental though that it coincides with what happened with the balloon. It's kind of crazy. AP said, Giovanna, don't project your mojada ways onto me. I have a passport. It's blue. Francisco said, man, I can't believe that hater Jay is not going to hook him up with her
I
coyote.
don't have one. Hook them up with yours. Uh,
Raza Fu said, that's what's up. You
or
made
you
it
could
a
just walk on over. Everybody's just, it's wide on.
yeah.
Oh, it's wide open.
Check it out, Raza Fu, just so you can see it también. Most people seen it already, but that's the huila we got from the IRS uh, giving us the exempt status and making it a 501c3 corporation. So yeah, it's definitely official now. But now's where the real hard work goes, bro. You know what I mean? Now it's time to really bust ass and network and start getting things done. Because I mean, you can have a corporation that's tax exempt all you want, but you don't do shit with it. It's just a piece of paper. Got to get on it. AP said, Giovanna, don't. Oh, I already read that. Raza Flores was, yeah. What's up? This pendejo. AP said, if I really need to, I'll just be a burrero and bring some mochila through the desert. AP said it was 278 Mazatlan to Phoenix. I had a $205 voucher for my last flight, so less than $90. Oh, that's cool. That's
Okay.
not bad, I guess. 278 fucking for Mazatlan to Phoenix, huh? Coyote's gonna charge you a lot more than that.
Yeah.
AP said, so we bore you, Grillo, is what you're saying? No, I know that I bore you guys because I think we get into, I start repeating myself a lot. A lot of the stuff that I say, I know that it's the same stuff that I've said before. You know what I mean? And that's why I try to like mix it up. I mean, there's only I can only talk shit about the M, so many times before I say the same words over and over. I think they pretty much know how I feel about them now.
Yeah.
Ty 602 said they know what's going on, they just won't tell us. Yeah, I know. It's a trip, right? That's crazy though, for real. If something were to come from that, bro, what you think, babe?
I don't know. It's kind of scary.
Be like the Walking Dead.
No, I don't want it to be like that. It's scary.
It'll be alright.
Get that look off your face. No.
Sergio said, I think they're all of a sudden shooting shit down because they're distracting us from something far. I'm assuming you say more sinister. More sinister? Like what? What do you think? What do you think it could be? I don't know, man. It's a trip though how these Chinese balloons happen and now all of a sudden there's shit everywhere. It's hard to believe that it's not also, you know that saying where there are no coincidences, whether that's true or not, but maybe it's just a bunch of fucking Chinese balloons running around. Damon said, that's great, brother. What's up, Damon? How you doing, bro? AP said, I think China and Russia making a movida. Good world ain't
Yeah,
scared of us like it once was. They got no
I
reason to
believe
be,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, they got no reason to be. They got no reason to be. We ain't done like it's always talk, brother. I'm not saying that there should be, war at every turn and killing at it, but they let that fucking balloon fly over the U.S. for how long before they finally shut it down? No other country would do that.
No, I don't think no other president would do that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just know that because these generals were the one telling them you're gonna hurt people on the ground if you do it. You know what I mean? Who knows? Ty 602 said, AP, I agree. We are on the brink of World War III. How would that look, though, bro? Like, if you've watched them old videos and movies and stuff about World War One and World War II, and even the Vietnam War, those were fucking wars, bro. Them vatos are like out there in the jungles. They're blasting. They're walking through cities, bombed out. They're, all that. War nowadays, brother, is just gonna be like, just push some buttons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a lot of collateral damage, a lot of innocent people hurt for nothing. Well, I guess that's the same as those wars. I mean, there was a lot of innocent people when they were bombing, the England and all that shit. But I don't know, man. It's just crazy how nowadays there's never going to be a war like there was before, like, in the trenches. 480 is in the house. Watch out. Where you been, fool?
Try out with his Valentine's date.
Oh, he's a cricket for president. Imagine. I don't know about that. I
I
couldn't
don't
be
know.
president. I'm too soft, bro. I cry.
That is true. You'd be like Sleepy Joe. You'd be falling asleep. The way he talks.
I know one thing. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't be president, eh? I definitely would not use. I wouldn't whack people, and everybody would be wanting me to whack people. I would
Mm-mm.
try the let's talk it out first way. I think. Who knows? Maybe if I had all that power, I'd say, fuck it, let's kill everybody.
Oh my God. Jeez.
T Rilla, what's up, on boy? He said, what up?
Eh.
Damien De Leon said, I knew you were gonna do it. Remember when it was a dream and you made it a reality? Yeah, brother. It's it was tough. I mean, it wasn't tough. It was just a long wait, man. It's like shit, man. I kept, but it was because of my own fault. You know what I'm saying? It was my own fault that that happened. So this thing is weird. Oh shit. Oh, here it is. This thing jumped away from 480 said, you're Emmett for life, Vato. No, I'm not. No, I'm
Nope.
Emmett for
You
life, my ass.
crazy.
I got jumped out, fool. Latusa said, what about the lights over Phoenix that happened? No explanation for that. Yeah, I know. I was in the joint when that happened, bro, in Florence. I remember watching it on the TV. Everybody was tripping out. And they just, like, explained it away, talking about flares and shit. And, like, it was crazy. And it was a big deal. I remember we were in the joint. Fools, people were actually in the joint thinking, like, this is it. They're here, waiting to get broke out of prison.
Crazy.
That shit never happened. What about 480 said, hello, Miss Cricket.
Oh, hello.
So just said, like, they're opening up the gates for the chomos, signing the bills on loosening sex offender laws, etc. That's so crazy, bro. I will never understand that. Like, I know that people will question, me, and I know I've hurt people for, like, life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people that have lost people because of me, and for forever they will hurt and have pain, right? But I can't help but think that somebody that does that to a child or a woman, you forever change that baby's life. There should be no coming back from that, and maybe there should be no coming back from murder either. So I'm not the one to argue that point. But I'll gladly do life for murder if they would start treating sex offenders the same way. Put them all in there, and let's all do it. But that's
Yeah,
bullshit.
but a lot of people just give them passes.
Yeah,
They don't call them out on their stuff. They're okay with it. A lot of, celebrities and people that you call legends and things like that, they're all chomos. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are too. Nobody says anything about it. They're okay with it. They're only upset about it when it happens to their family. And
yeah,
that's wrong. It's not okay. I was reading the other day, like, remember I was telling you, babe, Paul Walker, he was 33 years old with a 16-year-old.
yeah,
And then he was like 25 with like a 17-year-old. There was a Lakers basketball player,
yeah.
got a 12-year-old girl pregnant. She had the baby and he paid her child support. That baby is now playing in the NFL. Like, why don't people cancel things like that? Cancel them people out. Don't cancel somebody because of some stupid random thing because they said something and you got offended. Cancel child molesters out. If people were to put that same energy in canceling child molesters out, or anybody that's okay with somebody being chomo, I think the world would be a little bit of a better place.
Well, I think the crazy thing is, honestly, if you
Like, why do
look
they
at
allow it? It just blows my
if
mind.
you look at celebrities, remember that fucking director that everybody they gave an Oscar to and shit, and he couldn't even come back because he had a rape charge and all that stuff, and like people like I don't understand why that's acceptable. I don't get it. I don't know. I really don't. how do these celebrities get away with working with someone that has done those things? And and to hear them tell it, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, but to hear them tell it, fucking Hollywood is full of fucking sex offenders and rapos and shit.
Mhm. And they don't try to cancel them out for nothing. They don't call them out on it, they just look up to them, they call them legends, they call them all these things instead of, like, no, he was a gross pervert.
Yeah,
If I had a daughter, I wouldn't want her dating a 33-year-old. There's nothing a 33-year-old has any business with a 16-year-old little girl,
at all.
at
Even
all.
your father,
I don't care how rich they are. That's ridiculous.
especially if they're rich. That's not even. It's there's no
Rich or poor, I don't
yeah, there's
care.
no
You have no business with a 16-year-old.
yeah, there's no scenario where that is okay at all. I mean,
I
look,
just wish people would
hey,
start canceling things like that.
if you look in the past, though, I mean, Elvis Presley was married to what's her name when she was like 16, Priscilla Presley. That other fucking dude from that song, Great Balls of Fire, he married his 15-year-old cousin. Like the shit is, it's crazy how if you really look at it, it hasn't been like put on the level of what it should be for a long time. I don't understand why.
I don't know why either, and I'm so tired of hearing all this.
And then people wonder why these little girls don't speak up and they hold it in and then their lives are destroyed. Gotcha, man.
Mhm. That and I'm tired of this culture cancel thing, if a black person does something wrong, go cancel him because he's not for his people. A Mexican does something wrong, cancel him because he's not for his people. It's not about a cause. It doesn't have to be about a race. It's just a human race. Like, I never want to say, oh, I just want to help little Mexican kids because I'm Mexican. I want to help every single kid, every color, every age. I don't care who you are. I'm not going to put a label on it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing all that. Like, a celebrity does a little something wrong or says something wrong, and right away, there they go. Save that energy for these chomos, okay? Save that energy for that instead.
Well,
Cancel
now,
those people out.
yeah, nowadays, especially, everybody wants to be offended. I don't know why.
It's ridiculous.
You give
It's
so much power to the other person by being offended by what they say.
I just wish they would spend their energy on that and helping like young innocent kids instead,
Yeah.
you know.
Angel Maldonado said Saudi Arabia just made a deal with Russia and China on the oil and creating their own bank, the BRICS Bank. Is that what? The BRICS, huh? What is that? Brazil, Russia, India, China. Who else? There's one more. If they do, I don't know, man. It's hard to see how it could like make it because I mean you still got the one the world currency is the dollar. I get that. I mean they can try something, but I mean they're still gonna have to do work business with the dollar and with other countries. I will see. I mean, who knows? He said it's a distraction, slowly weeding us out. 40 said new and improved channel. Which one? Mine? It's new and improved? What did I do? How did I improve it?
I don't know.
Okay, but we'll take that. Yeah, it's new and improved, guys.
I can't.
That's how we roll around here. We improve our shit. Gracias, brother. Hey, Pise Griego, I see you with the community guidelines. Oh, yeah. So you see, I'm on my computer, my iMac. So I brought it from home. I went home yesterday, and I brought it from home, and I started looking at the YouTube stuff. And on the phone, it don't show you everything, right? So I brought it from home, and I was going through it, and it has all kinds of new shit, bro. And so I was fucking with the community guidelines, Holly, and there was all kinds of shit. I found a way to like send my videos to Instagram, to YouTube, to TikTok, to all this shit, and I was just fucking with it yesterday all night, and that's why I made that little short with my ruca. I was like, okay, let me try this one, and I shot it out, and yeah, but
I don't care who doesn't think that was funny. I make myself laugh. Okay, I don't care. That was
that's
funny.
funny. That's funny. I don't care who you are. Remember that joke? What was that? I don't care who you are. That's funny. Um. So, uh, yeah, they got all kinds of shit now. You can actually. I don't even know why I'm using StreamYard now. You can actually go live on YouTube and have someone like the way I do with Jovan. I could do it straight on YouTube now. I don't have to do it on StreamYard. I'm just used to it now, but yeah, they're doing all kinds of shit on YouTube. They're adding all kinds of little highlights. It's pretty cool. Big motherfucker said he's dropping the rule book on us, AP. Is it saying something to you guys? I want to see this. What does it say? I never it ain't gonna tell me on this because that's my channel. I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't know what it was gonna do. It just has some lines and it says, and you don't even get to like, you don't type what you wanted to say. You click on it, so you like just get to pick some community guidelines to go on there. That's a trip. 480 said, "Time to be a channel patriot, VIP." Watch out. There you go. Sergio said, "I don't think it's gonna be a boots on the ground type of war. It'll be cyber war, shutting down infrastructure, poisoning crops, water supplies, shit like that." Yeah, that's what I think too. Yep. A lot of like behind the walls hitting, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to fuck up each other, like terroristically try to, type of way. AP said, "I do miss my carne asada fries. Really close to making my own." You got a
Oh,
you got an air fryer, bro?
why would he have an air fryer over there in Mexico?
Well, you don't think they have air fryers in Mexico?
Do, do they?
What the fuck? It's a regular country.
Oh,
They got Walmarts.
do they?
Yes, it's called Walmart.
Shut up.
But it is.
No, for real.
Yes, for real. They have fucking Walmart out there.
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, I've never been out of this country. I wouldn't know.
480
And
says,
he's
"So you
not
won't
gonna
be a."
make garden salad fries in his air fryer.
Why not?
That don't even taste the same.
480 says, "So you will be a Democrat president, a marshmallow. Let's talk it out first. LOL." Sir just
Uh-oh.
said, "That's funny. I stuttered in a text. You did. It'll be a cyber war." Johnny Chingas, what's up, brother? B23, ¿qué hubo? He said, "Buenas noches, Chronicles familia. I hope everyone is having a blessed evening. Saludos,
Oh,
Grio, Giovanna, and everyone on the chat." What's up,
oh,
brother?
hello.
How you doing, bro? Big motherfucker said, "¿Cómo sigue tu jefito AP?"
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
how's he doing, bro?
AP's
By
dad
the
is
way,
sick.
Geronimo told me last night that um, Bubba Mesa went back to the hospital. So,
What?
yeah, I guess he posted it on his Facebook or something.
I haven't even talked to them in a couple of weeks.
He tried to reach out to me a couple of days ago. Uh, he texted me, and then I text him back, and then I got that text from Geronimo, and I was like, "Whoa." That's why probably he didn't respond.
Ah, this guy. Let's see what's up
Latusa
with
said I
him.
was in Florence also when that happened. Yeah, I was in. Believe I was in writing unit when it happened. I had to be pretty sure. It was like 97, right? 97, 98. AP said he's doing radiation that cancer metastasized to his bladder. Why would anybody care if I'm subscribed to another channel? Get a fucking life, bro. Big motherfucker said, prayers, brother. See, AP said, gross, nasty dudes, yeah. Francisco said, yes, you are. Educating minors every day, Emme. Hey, that's what we should take. That's right, right? That's a good one,
Oh,
bro.
that's a good one, Francisco.
We should take that shit. Polanski, yeah, Roman Polanski. That was that fucking director that was a rapo, convicted rapo. AP said, we fighting though, motherfucker. We have a lot of options still.
That's good.
Big motherfucker said, Simone, gotta keep fighting. Yeah, for real. 480 said, what Paul Walker had a teenage girlfriend? I don't believe that. They only say that because he's dead and can't defend himself. Paul Walker has a teenage daughter. She's probably a young adult now. Paul
Just
Walker,
because he has a daughter doesn't mean he's not a sicko. Look it up.
he said, Paul Walker's girlfriend is that hottie Toretto sister.
Oh my god.
Who's Toretto?
The guy in the movie. Don't listen to him. I don't know.
480, what the hell?
I cannot. I'm done.
Jawanza Hoot said Ty 602.
Thank you, Ty. I am a hoot.
Big motherfucker said, challenge the topic, not the host. Oh, is that on there? That's one of the things it says? I think I remember that. I clicked on it. I'm telling you, it gives you a lot of little options you can click on. They had a lot of them, too. Challenge the topic, not... Where does that come out on, bro? Is it just telling you guys shit? Like, just, like, texting you guys? How does that work? 480 said, I seen the new movie preview, Fast and Furious. Looks horrible. They kidnapped Toretto's son.
God.
AP said, Charlie, I Googled that Paul Walker thing because I don't believe anything Giovanna said. Vato was a chomo.
Told you. He was a sicko. Nobody would want that for their daughter. Nobody. Their niece, their daughter, for any kid. Doesn't even have to be related to you. You don't even have to know the girl. Just to know that no 16-year-old has no business with a 33-year-old. None at all. I don't even care if the guy is like 33 and she's, a little fast little girl and she wanted it and the parents were, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, for real.
It's funny because they're so quick to lock up kids and throw away the key when they hurt or harm somebody because they look at them as adults. But when these kids are molested, they give these guys less sentences. They just look at them like, oh, whatever. I just don't get it. The system is just so messed up.
It
Ugh.
definitely is. The juvenile justice system definitely needs reform. And I'm speaking. I don't speak much on the adult system. I think if you're an adult and you do what you do, then you get what you get. But I definitely believe that kids that are transferred to adult systems should not get the same consequences as an adult. They're not in every other aspect of life and every other and everything else that the government says about kids. They're not held to that accountability. They're not allowed to drink. They're not allowed to smoke. They can't go to war. They can't do none of that shit. But you can send them to prison for fucking life. That makes no sense. They're not developed to the point where they should be held accountable that way. I'm not saying that there should be no consequences. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a good 20, 30 years being locked up with I mean, depending on the crime, obviously. I mean, we're talking about if serious shit, there should be, some time, but with extensive therapy and all that. Not just not warehoused with a bunch of fucking men and think they're gonna get out and be productive citizens. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Watch out. Geronimo is in the house. What's up, brother? He said, Buenas tardes, cronicleros y todos ese jale. Y todo ese jale. AP said they have a Sam's Club here. I'm in a big city. Hey, you gotta
Do
go
they
get
really?
Yeah, Sam's Club. AP said you were from the Rancho, Giovanna. That's why you're confused.
No. I've just never been there. I don't know what they have. I don't know anything about it. I've never
Sergio said, laugh my
looked
ass off.
into it.
Jovan thinks Mexico is all rancho with people on burros and no running water or toilets.
No, I just don't know. I've never been there. I don't know anybody from there that I can call and say, hey, what's going
if they got
on?
a Sam's Club, you got to get one of them Chartiarli boards.
It's a Kuda board.
Chartarli board.
You're not even saying it right. I can't say it, so I just call it a Kuda.
Whatever it's called, the thing with the cut up sausages and pepperonis and cheese, bro, that and the crackers. Those things
say it. You know how to say it better than I do.
I can't. I have to see it to so I can sound it out. I can't remember what it's called, like just like that.
Put it in your phone, and then when it Googles it, push the little button so the Google can speak the word.
But how am I going to put it in the phone if I don't know how to spell it? Chilardi board.
It's not Chilardi.
Well, I don't fucking know. Oh, they said children board. They tried to change it to no. Oh, charcuterie board.
No, it's not how you say it.
Charcuterie board.
That's not how you say it.
How do you know?
Hit the little voice thing so it could say it out loud.
What's the voice thing? Where
you Google the word.
Say charcuterie board. Charcuterie. What the fuck? Oh, that was our thing. Hold on. Say charcuterie board. State Park. I didn't say State Park or Terry.
Oh my god.
Charcuterie board.
Look, Sergio sounding it out for you.
Where is that? Where is it at? Charcuterie board.
No.
It's right here. Yeah, look.
But I think you're not saying it right.
Because yes, it is a French word and a name of French origin, and the French pronounce the U, charcuterie. Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Shut the fuck up. I like the way you say
it's charcuterie board.
Yeah. Coochie board.
I just call it a Kuda board. I don't know why.
I had Starbucks on Saturday before going shopping for groceries, said AP.
But it's not like the real Starbucks, right?
It was he got a licuado. Homie,
if it's like anything like the ones at Food City here, oh, forget it.
Hey, I was going to call you today, bro, because I saw I missed a call from you the other day. What's going on? He said, I don't tap in for French lessons. Bro, you don't know. We. That means yes.
Oh, God.
I'll check it out. Where is it at? Oh, you missed several calls. That's it. Only one call, bro. Only one. I saw it. And I was going to call you.
I'll be right back.
Okay, babe. I need to talk to you too, bro. I was gonna call you earlier, and I got caught up at work, and then we had to start this live. Um, I found a bunch of shit last night on the computer that's pretty cool. Forty said, so what happened about moving to Arizona this past winter, cricket? I had to wait, bro. The plan is for me to move back, bro. But I have to wait until I got something to go back to. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a job, bro. I got a mortgage. I got bills. I can't just pick up and go. I'd like to move, transfer my job and everything, and then I could start working on the nonprofit. But all that takes time. Jovan's already out there. She got a job. She's getting shit a little bit established for when I go. But we got our son out here, so I want to make sure that I leave him stable enough to where we don't have to worry too much about him. You know what I mean? He's gonna keep the chante and shit. So the plan is for me to go, but I honestly believe that the nonprofit was gonna come into play 6-7 months ago. So I assumed that by now I would be able to go back and focus my time and energy on that. It just didn't happen that way. So I have no choice but to stay here. I can't, like I said, I got bills and shit. These little 50 cent videos ain't gonna cut it. Big motherfucker said when you talk on the chat tab, I like, yeah. Oh, that's what every time you talk, that's crazy. I like Paul Walker in his best movie called Running Scares at Heart Like Phoenix.
Yeah.
Francisco said, before you comment, it tells us to also be respectful. Acha. It makes us agree in order to comment. That's crazy. Should I take it off? Is it too much bullshit? No one's going to listen to it. People are going to still push okay and then come in and be fucking punks. It's at the beginning when you first click to come into the live, said Sergio. Watch out. King B, what's up, brother? He's a new member.
Oh,
what's up, bro?
hello.
Enjoy those videos, brother. I'm gonna keep. I need to keep putting them on, but welcome, bro. Where are we at, real quick? At the beginning, dude has all the accolades too. Vatos in hell if there is one, said AP.
Mm-hmm.
Indubitably said, don't forget to hit that like button, gente. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, homeboy. 40 said, I agree with Miss Cricket. No man 18 and over has no business with a minor as a girlfriend, period. You're exactly right, brother. Exactly right. What you wouldn't want for your kids, you should not do to others' kids, period. And anybody that gets sexual gratification from a child is a fucking sick motherfucker that needs to just die. Or go to prison. Sorry.
It's disgusting.
Rascal said, orale, wonderful people. You will, brother. AP said, you left at a young age, Giovanna. It's understandable.
First of all, I never been there to even know what's going on, okay? Thank you very much.
Rascal said, 480 C-Ton. I just tapped in, but I agree. Big motherfucker said, orale, Rascal. Homie Hangout said, big motherfucker 100. Our Life said, they do have Sam's in Mexico. Rascal said, is it a cucaracha board? That could be it. Kuda cherry.
Call it a kuda. Call it a kuda board.
That's what it is. 480 said, all right, homie, hang out in the casa. Welcome. You will. Sergio said, fuck a charcuterie board. Go get the Trix fruit snacks. It would be Sergio that knew how to fucking say that shit. Fucking sanding it out in that charcuterie. Rascals laughing. 480 said, homie, hang out.
Oh, God.
He said, I'll check it out. My pops has a membership. I bought steaks there to grill. At Sam's Club, bro? It's cold as fuck. I was painting all day. Watch out, my fucking full of paint. My hands, yep.
You had my son painting all day too.
You were? I was killsing, not painting. Kills.
Mm.
480, or Rascal says, send mine's 480. Our Life said, I'm going to bed, my friends. Party hard, Chronicles. Or
Oh, good
party
night,
happy.
Tony. Good night, Michelle.
Good night, brother. You have a good night, homeboy. Ty 602 said, later, Tony. Rascal said, I don't tap in for French lessons. What do you tap in for, bro? What do I do that is interesting? If I don't do French lessons,
Maybe the truth. But I think sometimes when we speak the truth, it really hurts people's feelings.
it does. I've
It
noticed.
does.
I've
I've
noticed.
noticed that it really hurts them.
There's a
And
bunch of
and sometimes we're just speaking the truth, and sometimes not even speaking on a certain individual, and they think it's about them, and it's like, well, if the shoe fits, wear it.
yeah, that's everybody.
Wear it well.
And I've noticed that too. And there's a bunch of them that want to kill me, but
Yeah.
they're just talkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just talkers. I don't. You missed several calls. That's no, I didn't. It's actually better. They're a lot fancier. Said AP. The Sams out there, are they really, brother? Rascal said, hashtag I stand with George Lopez.
Oh yeah. So do I. I think it's
So what do you guys
ridiculous.
think? What do you guys think about that, bro? The George Lopez thing.
It's so stupid.
So
No, it's just so dumb.
I know, but
Like,
listen, I just barely, I think last night it might have been, maybe this morning, I can't remember exactly. I stayed up all night on the computer because I found all kinds of cool shit. But there was, um, I watched this thing. It's called Raza Podcast or Cultura Podcast, something like that. Anyway, and they were showing some like different snippets of Paul Rodriguez saying some shit, uh, and then Carlos Mencia saying some shit. No, not Carlos Mencia. Who was the other dude? Can't remember. And then George Lopez saying some shit, right? And then so what was it? He says to the dude, "Why do you keep saying dude's name?"
yeah, I think it was like not a misunderstanding, but like the guy kept saying his name over and over, and George was like, I don't know who that is. Like, I don't know who he is. And he's like, I've never heard of him. Like, you don't have to. I've never even heard of that guy. Like, I had to look him up myself. Like, not everybody's gonna know everybody. And like the guy just kept like pushing, and George was like, okay, like enough with the name. And he's like, well, we should help him come up, like because he's brown like him. Every day Mexicans kill each other back and forth. Every day, literally. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like it's like stop making it about race. How about just be there for every race, And he was just kind of like saying, like, well, he's got to do it on his own, or he's got to figure it out. Sometimes you do. Look at you at the beginning. You want to take everybody with you and try to help everybody. And good
Who,
thing you
me?
got to know. Yeah,
You made this shit about me?
no. But then sometimes you get to know people and you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to do it on your own and figure things out on your own. And I think that's just what he was trying to say. Like,
Wait a
no,
minute. I I was sitting here kind of daydreaming for a minute, and then you made you used me as a fucking
yeah,
example.
kind of. Well, I think that's what he was trying to say. Like, this kid's just got to do it on his own and figure it out. Like, he figured it out.
No, but listen, here's the thing, and I'm not with. My argument is not for George Lopez or the whole "we help the raza" thing. I'm with you on helping everybody. I love my raza, and I love to help everybody. I'm with it all, right? But I've heard that George Lopez was always kind of a culon throughout his career. Now, whether that has any bearing on what he did this time, I don't know. But I have heard that. I mean, there was times where he would not. Like when he signed the contract for what was that? What was that comedy shit that me and you went to, babe?
The Kings of Comedy.
Yes, that when he signs contracts, he would say he had to be the only Latino on these things wherever he was going or whatever he was doing. So that I think is kind of chicken shit. But he doesn't owe nothing to nobody. I don't think. I mean, it just
So
is what it
they're
is.
gonna cancel him.
Well, I'm
But
not
we're
gonna
gonna have these Mexican Mafia members that kill each other every day and call them legends, and they're not canceled. That's
Well,
what I'm
that's
talking about. It's ridiculous.
well,
People
that's a
just want
little
to
different.
cancel people for no reason all the time. They're so sensitive.
Yeah. Well, that's different. I mean, if we're talking about normal individuals in the real world, then you can't use that Emmett part of it. But I do understand what you're saying when like I've been watching people that have this that are tripping on George Lopez behind that, and it seems kind of like, really, bro, like you don't even speak up against these dudes that have been killing off the raza and hurting these kids for generations, but now George Lopez is the problem. But
Exactly. Exactly. Thank
yeah,
you.
but in the
Thank you.
real world, I mean, that's not an example. But that's why I say I've heard the dude is kind of a piece, like he's kind of a piece of shit when it comes to that. But I mean, it's his prerogative, I guess. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he wants to do, and I guess he'll have the friends that he has, and he won't have the friends that he doesn't have. It just is what it
Exactly.
is, I guess. But I don't think that anybody. I mean, as far as getting canceled and all that, he don't give a fuck anyway. That dude is so fucking done with it all. Like he's just listen. That dude got a kidney from his fucking wife when he was dying, and then cheated on her and left her ass. Like if they didn't cancel him for that shit, he's gonna make it through this.
Mhm.
Uh, who the fuck is George Lopez? Why are we even saying his name? Said AP. Wait a minute. I skipped a bunch to get to them. See, yeah, I was admonished también, said Rascal. Saludos, King B. Welcome, King B. Sergio said, LOL. Big motherfucker said, what? Mr. Chief Engineer doing manual labor? Yeah, man. Trying to get some shit done. Big motherfucker said, oh, I did that. 480 said, I don't like Paul Walker movies now that there's proof he like minors for girlfriends. I don't want to contribute to that shit. Not in this lifetime or other. You switched up quick, 480, bro. What's up, man? Anthony Marquez said, what up, carnal? What's up, brother? How you doing, homeboy? Rascal said, American Cholo did to Lopez what no jumper did to him. I don't watch American Cholo, so I don't know what did he do? Did he talk shit about George Lopez about that?
Aren't they all?
Or is that just that you're using him as an example? AP said, who the fuck? Oh, that was that one. Am I wrong for saying that? Said AP. He's using the whole thing. Sergio said, the Sam's Club I started going to, the employees all look like they're fresh out of prison. Isn't that all Sam's Clubs, bro? Before he said, what happened about George Lopez? I haven't heard nothing. He was in a podcast, bro, and they were asking him about this, I guess, Latino or Mexican or Chicano, whatever you want to use, comedian that I guess is an up and comer. And he like, I don't know if it was sarcastic or he really meant it, but he said he kind of like told the dude, why you keep mentioning this dude's name? I never even heard of him. And when dude was like, because I like him, he's a good dude, I want to help him. He's like, nah, you got to help yourself. And now people are saying that he's a sellout because he doesn't help his raza or something like that. But M and Nuestra Familia and all them are legends.
Right.
AP's
Exactly.
laughing. Rascal said, drop link and I'll explain. All right, let me do this. How do I drop the? Oh, I got it.
No,
Oh,
no.
whoop, there it is. Barbosa was on Jimmy Fallon. He don't need old ass dudes supporting him, said AP. Watch out, RL. What's up, Cricket and Wifey? I send mine. People respect. Man, it's been. I don't think I've seen you in like months, bro. How you doing? Hopefully you're well, homeboy. Hopefully
I'm
nothing
gonna,
bad kept you away. Hopefully everything was been good for you.
yeah.
Let's see. Rascal said Barbosa did good to exploit the soundbite, but the commentary is lame. Clout chasing by Gilbert. AP said, if anything, Lil Duke came out winning from this situation.
I didn't even know who he was
Yeah, me
either.
neither.
I didn't
That's
either. So I
yeah.
mean, I don't think
That's cool.
anything was meant by it, but like I said, everybody just whatever. This
Yeah, I
is
still
my opinion. If everybody's gonna have an opinion about it, then I can have mine too. But I don't think like most of you guys. I don't think he meant it that way. I don't think everybody's so quick, do it for your brown people, do it for your like why does it have to be erasing? Like it's just annoying to me.
yeah. Sergio said everyone who's a comedian knows who's a comedian and who's coming up as a comedian. Lopez just didn't like that youngster was getting shine during Lopez's interview. Yeah, I don't know. As a comedian, I like the dude. I don't even know him personally, so I could care less. To be honest, AP said, "Giovanna, relax. It's two different things."
It's
AP
not two different things though. It's not.
Rascal said, "That's not true. That George said that I'm gonna have to do a video about this."
Of course you
487.
are, Rascal. Of course you're gonna do a video about this. Of course.
I'm gonna put you in right now, Rascal. Hold on. I'm coming, bro. I'm coming. And look, he's already ready to talk shit. Hold on, we're coming. We're coming. 480 said George Lopez looks old now. Yeah, it's too bad, bro. He's a good comedian. I like the dude, so whatever. But I like all of them, dude. I mean, I like Paul Rodriguez. I like Carlos Mencia. I like all of them. They were all pretty cool. I don't give a fuck about it. I ain't got no stake in that game. I
You
got
guys
canceled.
already know how I feel about celebrities anyway. You guys already know that.
Look at
So
Demo. I got canceled for what?
Demo.
Cut it out, bro. Stop acting like a victim. 480 said, "Who calls the LML guys legends? I don't." No, but a lot of people do, bro. And we're not even talking about forget the whole YouTube thing. A lot of kids and a lot of veteranos and a lot of people that have been to prison uh, do call them that, and we've all called them that at one point or another. I mean, that's not. I'm not. That's just what we all grew up thinking that was, and my whole point when I brought that up and when I still talk about it is not to condemn anybody for doing it. It's to say let's stop doing it. That right there, all it does is it advances the propaganda about these dudes. That's it. I'm not hating on anybody. I don't. I'm not mad at nobody. I don't condemn it. I get it. I did it too. I was one. I wanted to be one so bad that I killed people to be that. I threw my life away to be that. I understand what it means. I get it. And I don't say the things that I do to talk shit about people or to hate or to clout chase or none of that bullshit. I do it so that we could think about our words because they mean something. And when you say this shit about these vatos, it means something. If you as an adult say these fools are legends, a 14-year-old kid that looks up to you believes that and wants to be that. That's all I'm saying. And so if we don't think about that because we were once them, so we know that that's the case, bro. No one can sit here and tell me that that's not the case. When the argument comes back that no, there's two worlds, the street world and the ins, get the fuck out of here. We all live that life and we know there's one fucking world when you're in that world. And if someone is calling a multiple murderer a legend because they're supposedly about this cause and for the raza, kids look up to that and want to be that. So all I say is let's change the lingo. It's time to start talking about these dudes the way that they should be talked about. No, I'm not saying go get put on the lista and disrespect these dudes and get killed by speaking up. All I'm saying is don't call them legends. There can be other words. You could say, hey,
I literally saw a video of this guy who's a chomo, and somebody was calling him a legend.
well, no.
And I'm going to show you that later because
And I know
it was disturbing.
Listen, I know what you're talking about, but this is what I'm going to say. And this is what I'm going to say. The 70s was a different world. And so I get what you're saying. The same thing was going on in Arizona. I know what you're saying.
It's gross.
But that brings me to the same point. The same vatos that everybody is talking about, that's what they were doing in the 70s and 80s. Everybody that pretends now that these dudes are above all of that and they would never do that, they were walking around with dudes holding their pocket. Trust me. I hit the joint in the mid 90s and it was still happening then. And you heard and at that time it was more consensual. You heard of the stories from the 70s and 80s when it wasn't. So anyone can miss me with that these dudes are above all that and they have this integrity. And that's my point. It's time to start seeing these vatos for who they are and not for what everybody wants to pretend they are. They're not fucking legends. They're fucking dudes that are fucked up in the head, broken like the rest of us. They happen to get this clica put together and they happen to do some heinous shit to get to where they're at. But it doesn't make them legends. They're actually destroying our gente, if you want to talk about a raza like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you care about the George Lopez thing, then how do you not care about the fucking generations of children that are growing up in the barrios looking up to these dudes, throwing their lives away to be them? Because you still got people talking about them as if they're legends. They're in the hole. You got people that have never even met a fucking carnal because they've been in the hole for 30 fucking years, talking about these dudes as if they're their fucking daddies. My tío. And I just got a letter from the big homie and they're all happy like they're gonna go jack off for this shit. And they've never even met this dude. They're willing to kill their homies they fucking grew up with in kindergarten and slept with in their beds for a dude they never even fucking met, because people want to call these motherfuckers legends. That's why I speak against it. Not because I'm trying to hate on anybody that because of their lingo. I sometimes probably slip and still say the same thing when I talk about it because I was so ingrained in that same thing. What I'm saying is let's now be a little more aware of our plática, of the words we use, and try to not use the words that are going to make kids think that that's somehow something that's to be looked up to or to want to be a part of or to glorify. That's it. When you call someone a legend, come on, man. What are the connotations of that word? You can't sit here and pretend that they don't have some type of your pedestal type of fucking mental thing in a child's head. You're talking about kids. You're telling these kids that these vatos are the fucking neighborhood legends, the barrio legends, the prison legends. Come on, man. That was the only thing I ever said, and people want to go all crazy about it and be all about their little daddies and shit but you know, like I said, I don't give a fuck about nobody being upset at me for talking what I say. Everybody wants it, but you're supposed to be positive. Listen, bro, being positive doesn't mean not calling shit for what it is. And it is what it is.
And then when it comes to kids and being that way or hurting them or harming them or leading them down the wrong road, you wouldn't want it for your kids. So I'll always speak on that. And I don't care if anybody has a problem with that.
Right, let's bring Rascal in. But this
bring
just
him
means
in.
that no more
What?
no more chats gonna be read. So fuck all you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm just playing. We'll get to the chats. I'll be in there, Rascal.
Oh my God! Forget about the chats. These two talking. Forget it.
Here he is.
Oh, there he is.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Guys, there's a whole lot to unpack right here. It's
Do you disagree with us, Rascal? Do you agree? Let us know. We want to know.
Oh, you already know I agree. It's because I think it's common sense. And I would only say that everything that you just said, Cricket, which I've heard you say before, and it's one of the things that I admire and respect about you, is your willingness to say it and the credibility that you say it with, right? And so for you to leverage that credibility, so to speak, right? To point out the obvious, I think is again is something I respect. And I don't think it applies only to the 14-year-old and the 15-year-old and the 13-year-old, right? I hear your point, right, in terms of the youth. There's not a lot of young people watching YouTube, right? And so for all the folks that are on here to reach out to youth, you should go on TikTok because young people don't watch YouTube like that. But it's also the 25-year-old and a 30-year-old and a 35-year-old who is in the lifestyle and at that age probably doesn't even like it anymore. You know what I mean? Like has seen the smoke and mirrors, has understood that there's propaganda there, but feels hopeless and feels like, hey, but this is my bed that I made, right? Like I'm doing all day or whatever. And so yeah, I'm stuck here. I might as well become somebody that somebody else someday will call a legend, right? Even though I know at this stage in my life and this stage in my journey of doing this time or being around these guys or putting in this work and watching the treachery and the backstabbing and you know all that other stuff. So I know it's not true in a way that the teenager doesn't because they don't have that lived experience yet. So they still believe in a dream. I don't believe in a dream, but I'm still stuck in this world. So fuck it. If I want to be stuck in the world, I might as well be called a legend one day too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like hey, it's and I should say, man, when I came home, I said a lot of these dudes in the shoe that are ride or die for the cause, blah 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 blah, right? Give them a release date. Tell them they got a year to the house, and watch how fast that tune changes, right? It's people are committed for lack of anything else to ever be committed to. You know what I mean? I'm doing a life sentence. I'm never going home. So I'm stuck in this little miniature world forever. So I'm going to make choices that benefit me within the context of this little world. You know, not even because I believe in it anymore. Not even because of anything else except this is the ceiling of my life. Give them some hope. Give them hope for something different, and watch their tune change. And you've seen some of that with these dudes getting out, right? Yeah. And look at how many people, bro. Sand and shoe. I don't know how it is in other states, but in California, you're not getting a lot of dope in the shoe program, right? It's just the reality of it. You can get high, but you're not getting a lot of dope in there. You're not maintaining a consistent habit. You know what I mean? You're not.
So it's easy to be clean.
Right. You're if anything comes through, then some of you quote unquote legends are gonna get a piece of it, yes. Right? And ain't nobody gonna say nothing when you get high. But let's be honest, you're not getting loaded every day, right? For 20 years. Yeah. But what happens if these dudes come out to the yard? Gone immediately, back to the elbow. But I thought your life was good. I thought life was good. I thought you were sharp. You were focused. You were advancing. You strong mind, body, and soul. Homie, I'm a soldado. But what happened now? How come you're running around with a syringe? You know what I mean? It's maybe life ain't so good because people who feel like their life is going really well and have healthy confidence in themselves and what they're doing and the choices that they're making don't tend to go play with their elbow, right? That's not a sign of being well adjusted to the circumstances that you're in. And so I was just talking to somebody the other day on the phone. Early on, when I first started doing videos, one of my early videos was about being at Pelican Bay. And when I talked about being in the shoe, I had mentioned some of the people I was up there with, right? In fact, I mentioned everybody that was in my section. And probably the least known of them was this dude Manuel from San Diego, right? And he wasn't clicked up with those guys. It was very evident, right? It's very evident that he was not in the club. He was validated as an associate of the club. He was not anywhere close to the club, right? And he'd been down for a couple decades. He had an old 5 to life. He kidnapped a lady at a park. He got busted for kidnap robbery, but because he was at the park, Marias or whatever, and seen a lady lock her purse in the car. Like, she went to the park, but she got out of her car, she locked her purse inside and went to go into the park, and he snatched her up, put a knife to her, walked her back to her car, made her unlock the car so that he can get the purse to get a couple dollars so that he can go get high, right? That was the sophisticated nature of his crime, right? And he was young, you know, in his 20s, right? Early 20s, I think. And so, you know, back then in California, you get 5 to life, 7 to life, you know, whatever. So you do a little time and you demonstrate that you're not, you know, still held by those same things, and you wind up getting a date. Back then, people got dates. Everybody got dates for the most part. He got validated as an associate because of a birthday card and some other, like, very petty stuff, right? And even communication with people that weren't even clicked up when he communicated with them. They got clicked up later. And then retroactively, they were like, oh, you're communicating with those emeros, right? But he wasn't talking to a bunch of emeros. He was talking to people from his neighborhood, right? That he happened to be on the yard with. So anyways, he gets validated as an associate. But he's going to hold his mud. He's not going to tell. He's not going to break. He's not going to debrief. Quite honestly, I think if he wanted to debrief back then, he would have had nothing to say anyways. He wasn't in the loop, right? He didn't have a lot to offer, right? They use the word camarada, right? Of like, you know, an up and coming, right? Like a sureño, not a Southsider, but a sureño, but you're not an emero, right?
Yeah.
He was given a camarada, like he was a Southsider, you know? And so he stayed in the shoe. Because he got validated, he went to the shoe, he didn't debrief, so he never got a date. Because you can't get a parole date if you're sitting in the shoe validated as a prison gang member or prison gang associate. But he can't get out of the shoe because it's not debriefing. But he's not going to debrief because he was brought up in a culture, and, like, you know, you don't flip on your people, right? And so he stayed back there for decades. And so I did a video and I mentioned his name. It was cool. He was an artist. You know, he did a portrait for me of some of my family members. And so I was talking about that. And I get a message from a guy that says, hey, that dude you talked about, Manuel, what was his last name, blah, blah, blah. And so, well, he asked me in a comment. And I told him, hey, get at me offline, right? Because I'm not trying to put people's business out there in a comment on a page, you know? So I was like, get at me offline. And we were talking. He goes, hey, that used to be my mom's old man. That was my mom's husband or my mom's boyfriend or something, right? And you know, she hadn't had touch with him for a long time, right? Because he was back there. So kind of, you know, you mentioned his name. I watch his YouTube channels. I don't hear his name come up very much, which you would not expect it to because he's not a legend, right? So, and he goes, man, you mentioned his name, and so I just, you know, I want to have something to tell her about him, right? Like, what can you tell me? And I told him, man, the dude was funny. The dude wasn't caught up in the mix. Unfortunately, give him credit. You know, I always gave him credit for not folding, right? Even though it's a different car, you know, obviously, but I always gave him credit for not folding, you know, for holding his mud. But from the standpoint of somebody that's been home now for a while, you know, bro, what did you get out of that? You know what I'm saying? But what was your win? You know what I mean? And I say, hey, when they start letting people out the shoe, I would imagine that he would be pretty early on that list because he had done 10 years and more, and he was very, and I told him he wasn't really affiliated like that, man. He really wasn't, because you could hear there were some quote unquote legends in the section, and you'd see how they talk to him, how they interact with him. You know what I mean? And bro, you can tell. You know what I mean? You can tell. And I was like, but he was cool, man. He had jokes, right? And was a big fan of San Diego teams, and they all really sucked at that time. And and he would draw, and he would do some legal work, right? And really try, right? Really try to do legal work. And he was an old goat, man. That's what we call him, just an old goat. Not goat like greatest, just old ornery goat, right? And he's like, man, I told my mom, man, and she cried, and she said thank you, and blah blah blah, right? And he goes, I never really met him, and we start talking more and more, and I put two and two together. If I was a betting man, bro, I bet that was his dad. He just wasn't ready to go that far to say that. But the age-wise, right?
Yeah.
That was probably his dad. If that was his mom's old man, and that was probably his dad, right? And I was like, hey, but so what happened to him when, I'm guessing he got out the shoe. Like, did he get a date? Because they started giving a lot of dates to people too after that, right? And he goes, no, man, he came home and he paroled to Salinas Valley, and then we heard shortly thereafter that he died of a heroin overdose in his cell. And they're not sure if it was accidental or on purpose. And I'm like, fuck, bro. You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to put myself in the place of his mom, right? And in his place. And like, I'm trying to show them, like, hey, man, this dude was not this. He wasn't this legend that you hear about, right? Because I don't want them to see him that way. And it was true that he wasn't. I was being very honest with them. But it just so happened in that case, he's not a big badass killer. He's not none of that stuff. You know what I mean? He's a young tacato for the neighborhood. You know what I mean? It's really what it came down to. And he went to prison and he held his mud. And because I don't want them to think of him like, oh, you hear the M-man, you hear, nah, bro, that was not him, homie. That was not him. He was cool. That wasn't him. And then to hear, but he died when he came home. Or when he went, to the yard. And I was like, fuck. Like that, it hurt, man. It kind of hit in a way. You know what I mean? For them. It's, you hurt for them. And how many times is that story repeated over and over and over and over? And we don't know about it because somebody doesn't do a video about this random ass person they were 2 cells down from for 5 years in a shoe, right? But it's most of the comments are about other people I was with. Oh, you were with Chaco, or you were with Danny Boy, or you were with Tortuga, or you were with, right? And legends, you know what I mean? And nobody asking about him, but his family asked about him. And then to find out, that's what he got out of it. So he kept it real and stayed in prison decades longer than he needed to, and then died with a fucking needle in his arm in a prison cell. Well, his old lady's crying and like, oh, I'm just glad to hear something good about him. And his son's asking a fucking dude on YouTube that's done 3 videos about his dad. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know, man. It's hard to put in perspective. Like, it's just,
that's crazy.
It's, if life was so good, why'd that happen? If that vida is the vida, why? But he probably, shoe syndrome is a real thing. Getting very, very comfortable with solitary confinement is a real thing.
Yeah, sure.
Or adjusting, maybe not getting comfortable, but adjusting, right? And you go out to a main line, now these youngsters, and it's a whole different world. These kids are acting and talking and looking away that's not familiar to you if you fucking left the yard in the 80s. You know what I mean? And you come out now?
Yeah.
Shit.
Real.
What is this? And where do you fit? Because you're not this masculine going fucking, got an entourage of people walking, your security detail, right? Like, you're not that guy. Hey, but you were in the shoe for 20 years. How come you're not that guy?
Yeah.
That guy. Because most people in the shoe for 20 years are not that guy. Most people validated and this and that, and you can check the boxes if they want themselves to seem like that guy. They can make it sound that way to the unknowing ear. But most of them dudes back there you're not that guy. Yeah. You're barely a guy.
They got a lot of vatos locked down.
Yeah.
That ain't
no.
To just get validated because of a wheela or
right.
Whatever.
And then they sit there.
Not confidential informant shit.
Right. And then they sit there.
Yeah.
And what do they get from it? Right? Nothing. There's it. Guaranteed nobody cried for that dude's death like that lady did. Like that dude's mom did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It guaranteed. Maybe his other family, if he had his mom around and still with, he was older, but nobody in prison cried for that dude like that. Oh man, I fucked up. The homie guy, fucking get what?
That's it.
That's it.
That's the same shit they say.
Where do you get his dope from? Holmes, you getting dope from that dude? You better be careful. I got dope from that dude. It was good. He must have took too much. Fuck it. He was weak anyways.
Yeah. Same shit they say about the so-called legends too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They'll make a paño for him.
Right. But no, it's sad, man. It's sad. But it's sad because yes, it affects the teenagers, like what you're saying, but it also affects those that get caught up in it. They break the law, they go to jail and get pulled into a world that's bigger than what they bargained for.
Yeah.
And they think they know what it is because of what they heard as a teenager. You know what I mean? But and once you're there, you're there. Right? The time to change your mind is over. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? It's sad.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
It's a sad story.
Yeah.
It is, but for real.
Maybe if he was a legend, it would have went better. I don't know.
Right?
It's maybe, just,
if he was a legend, probably his celly would have done the dope first to make sure that
right? The thing is, bro, and I don't know if people choose to not understand where I'm coming from when I talk about it on purpose. Like,
yes.
They want to troll. They want to be, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's looking for the next drama, this next, you know what I mean? All that. Because to me, it's almost a no-brainer, bro. Like, how do you not see it the way I see it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you not? Like, someone made a comment earlier on the Chronicles Facebook thing. He came on there and said, "Hey, be careful what you're saying." Telling to me because it was one of the stories or whatever. These vatos, they don't like to be talked about. Good luck to you, bro, and this and that. Right. And then I think it was Geronimo that responded to him and was like, something about these vatos they watching, this, holler, whatever. And then he responded something about the game not being what it used to be and how the rules have become the lame ass rules nowadays, right? And
as opposed to,
yeah. So when I responded, I said, number one, it's got to come a time where motherfuckers stop being scared to speak the truth about what it is. Mm-hmm. As far as now, I don't remember a time when there wasn't PC, ratas,
Right.
all of the above. Everybody wants to talk about this nostalgic era when that wasn't happening, but in everybody's story,
Right.
same shit, going all the way back to the 70s and 60s and 50s and all the way back. So
yeah, those dudes in the 60s didn't go to prison because they turned themselves in.
Yeah,
right.
It's always So and then on top of that, then what I said on there was, maybe it's time. I don't know where this idea of these reglas being something good for our gente. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I get it. Nobody wants you don't want people running around telling on snitching. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the not speaking against the carnales, leaving that propaganda on the table, all of that stuff. It's not good for our gente. If you want to talk about the gente, and that's for every race. If you want to talk about your people, the AB's the same, the gorillas or the Mau, all of it is the same shit. And so I don't get why people want to speak of these times when everything was so great, when the reglas were upheld and everybody was held their mud and all this dumb shit. First of all, that never happened. But second of all, why would you want? You're on the street saying this, so you don't really believe what you're saying anyway. But number two, why would you want it to be that way for your gente? Why would you want it to be people dying, just an ugly world, bro? Why can't it be a good? Well, how about you don't do nothing where people can tell on you for?
Right.
And we can all be friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't. Why we have to have these gone days when the reglas were so great and these vatos were what?
Were righteous. They were righteous at some point. Right.
And if anything, honestly, if you truly look at, like, a lot of youngsters don't realize, bro, what these dudes were doing in the 70s and 80s. Nowadays they want to pretend like these dudes are they have this integrity and all this. Listen, I'm telling you now, more than likely, your favorite carnal fucked the man.
Oh, off top.
Trust me.
And that's your favorite carnal. That's your favorite carnal is 30 years old or younger. Yes. 100%.
If they were in the joint in the 70s and 80s and maybe even the early 90s, they was getting their dick sucked. They had a little chirolín, and they allowed it to happen, and they pimped and they were
they sold them, they traded them, they gambled them.
Yep. Yeah. Youngsters, 18-year-old kids were coming in, and they were sending them around like sex offenders do.
And newsflash, a lot of those, for whatever group, right? You want to talk about raza, then a lot of those 18, 19-year-old kids that became quote unquote punks got turned that way. They were raza too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were raza too. Like it wasn't like they didn't take little alien children.
Listen,
right? They didn't go take a whole bunch of white children and it was just it
stayed within their raza.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because you can't go take all the little white kids, because guess what? The AB got all the little white kids already sold up. So the only way you're gonna get one is to trade.
That's
brown kid for a white kid. Right?
Listen, I hit the joint in the mid-90s when it was no longer, there was no more rapes. You didn't hear about that type of stuff, but there were chirolines and there were vatos that really believed that if you got your dick sucked, you weren't gay.
Right.
They truly believed that these things were women.
Yeah.
And talked about them that, and you had them motherfuckers running around and they would make them tangas and laugh about it.
Right.
The motherfuckers would get the funny papers on Sunday and use it for fucking makeup.
Yeah.
This was happening in the Pinta, and your favorite carnal was all up involved in that shit.
Bro,
Trust
me. When I came through Vacaville, I went in I was on there for surgery, right? And so I was in this little medical wing area, but but Vacaville was a medical facility that had a lot of churrujos, they had a lot of everything, right? Now, mind you, I seen churrujos on the main line too. They weren't all over there at the time, right? Yeah. But Vacaville had a lot of them, and I think like they were taking meds or hormones or whatever. Those ones went over there, and so and they had their own special unit, but I don't know what the standard was for when you went from one place to another, whatever. I don't know how they classified them, but I was going in to take a shower. We were on lockdown, right? And I was going in to take a shower, little group shower area, right? And it wasn't all set up like how, in the main line or general population, you guys see people go, they post up for you, they this, they that. Like the prison just didn't really work that way, right? And so I went to go take a shower, and I overhear this conversation among all men, obviously, because we're in prison. They all live there. They didn't work there, right? And so it's all men, and they're like, hey, these dudes are trying to get on with this churrujo, right? And the churrujo is like, essentially, I'm not going to get too graphic on, but essentially like, hey, it's fucking too dry. Like, what you got? This motherfucker comes with his lunch, wants peanut butter. Comes back to this is the part that I caught, was the person coming into the bathroom after with the peanut butter. I got peanut butter, and you can hear them like, oh yeah, that. And they're negotiating. And it's at that point when I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'd rather bird bath than a fucking dorm than you know what I mean? Like, I'll pass. Apparently you guys got business. Your business and not my business. I left. But that was in 2000. Yeah. The year 2000.
You know what's crazy, bro, is when the Carnales got locked down, that's when all these rules came into play. No more getting high, no more fucking bags, no more all of this stuff. Now now it's only for you guys. But for them, they were partying all the way through.
You know what? That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but you make a very good point. You're right.
Because listen, bro, when you watch, when you listen to the youngsters talk, so I watched that other channel the other day. I like the little dude, but and he was like, man, that's crazy. So he's saying that they were doing that, like he's talking about, like, and he said it. He said he's talking about legends right here that were doing. That's crazy. Like he could not believe. He was almost questioning whether the dude was just bullshitting. He was like, can that be true? Like, that's crazy. Like they were doing that for real. And yes, it is very true. And listen, bro, I had a conversation with a carnal from back in those days, the 70s and 80s. And we were having a normal, just plática, talk, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, yeah, man, one time, I don't know the exact, the pleito, right? But he says he tells he goes, so I took him in the room, I beat his ass, I took his ass, and he goes, I beat his ass, he goes, I beat him up, I butt fucked him, and then I walked out. And I'm in my head, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Right.
And that shit came out normal as fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm just like, wow, but it didn't surprise me because I hit the pinta when you still heard those stories and you still saw that stuff going on. And people used to, the only time that you got, where people would judge you is if you were doing less than like 20. They're like, man, he's getting out in like 10 and he's fucking those dudes. And I would just be like, bro,
so there's a metric.
50.
Right.
I don't want to do it.
You got to look at your sentencing credits. Do the math. Let me see.
Yeah.
I really want to go fuck that dude, but let me check right here.
Yeah.
Man. You know what?
Your release date's too soon.
Right.
You ain't on the homosexual level yet.
Hey, I seen the only person that I know of that at least. I was in Salinas Valley, level 4-yard rocket, very, very political, very like it was it was one of the more political yards and prisons in California, right? And so for everybody, not just for any one group, right? And I told a story, I talked about it on the video I'd done, but there was this white dude that worked in the kitchen with us, right? And it was kind of kept to himself. He seemed kind of aloof, right? You would talk to him, he was kind of spaced out all the time, just sort of spaced out, right? And decent little size on him, right? Like a fit guy. He wasn't all tatted back. He didn't have a bunch of.
Sergio said, long story short, Rascal made hella money off his peanut butter. I just saw that.
Hey,
all right, go ahead.
Hey, right, hey, I got jelly too. Hey,
Yeah.
I was saving the syrup for my peanut butter sandwich, but no, so if I'd have been a faster thinker and thought in a different way, I probably would have ate. But no, so there's this white dude that works in the kitchen, and he's a fit guy, right? You know, he's in good shape. He's not tatted back. I didn't see any tattoos on him that I can remember. But definitely wasn't the whole swastika Nazi kind of dude, right? And I could picture him, like in my head, I could see his face, right? Hella pale, red hair dude, and hella pale, and I never ever seen him on the yard, ever, right? I wasn't paying super attention, but you pay attention to other group segments, and I don't recall ever seeing him on the yard, but he would come to work every morning in the kitchen, and he would work. Like I said, it was kind of spaced out, and he always looked like, I remember he had like deep raccoon eyes, like the dude never fucking slept or something, like, and I figured he's just on drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I probably either he's a J-Cat. We didn't have quote unquote J-Cats at that prison because it wasn't a mental health place, but either he's a J-Cat or he's on dope or whatever. Who knows? People's business, right? But you could talk to him, like I said, he wouldn't really hear you, and then it would kind of catch on. And he had this goofy ass fucking smile. Like when he talked, he kind of smiled, and it's one of those smiles where like it looks weird because you're like, oh, like you never seen a person smile. You know what I mean? Like just that facial expression on them doesn't fit them. You're like, that's a little extra. You know what I mean? And so and one day he doesn't come to work. I'm like, man, what the fuck? What's up with dude? Right, he doesn't come to work. And then we wind up hearing his cellie had been raping him for who knows how long, right? But his cellie had been raping him, and either they got caught. I don't remember. Either they got caught, or I think that the dude wound up. Something happened to him. Somehow they got busted. There was no alarm in the middle of the night. There wasn't like yard down, but however it happened, they got busted. And so they moved the dude off the yard and moved his cellie off the yard, right? I don't know who his cellie was. I have no idea who his cellie was. Some other wood, but my understanding is he was a politicking wood, right? But I don't know in particular. And I remember sitting there thinking, fuck, man. Like we just looked in the face of a dude that was getting raped every, like, you know what I mean? And now the black eyes, it made sense, right? And then you start trying to think, like, the dude was strong. He looked strong. He had some size on. He wasn't fucking, Tukey Williams, right? But he had some size on him. What happened? Like, how could you couldn't, as a man, you start thinking like, man, how you couldn't defend yourself? And I would have died first, and just wondering, and then realized too, somebody had come and was like, oh, that dude's like 22 years old. Bro, he looked 40. Like I thought he was much older than me and couldn't find out he was younger than me. And so then, again, one of those thoughts, I didn't have it too much in prison, but I had it when I came home, right? Of just kind of thinking and reflecting. And of course, people, especially those outside of our environment or experiences. Oh, prison, rape, and da. You know, everybody's fucking fascinated with it for some reason. So, but it got me thinking about that dude. Like the way his spirit must have been broken, just as a man, right? And like fuck, I'm like, what does his family think? Like he wasn't running around like some churro, right? Like he didn't get turned out, so to speak, in that sense. But like privately, and I'm like, did the Woods not know? There's no way they didn't know.
Yeah.
Right? Did nobody wonder? Did nobody wonder like, hey, fool, and against a level 4 yard, and how come your son never comes to yard? Right? Like you can't just hide in your cell in those kinds of environments. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, I mean, their routine isn't as strict as our routine, but you know, in general. But I was like, fuck, like people let that happen, people let that happen, and that dude, like, I don't know what case he caught, I don't know what he was in prison for, or nothing else, you know. I'm assuming, and I'm 99% sure, like it wasn't any kind of funny style thing, right? Because that kind of, so you just get whacked to get moved out the yard. So I don't think the dude was gay. I don't know, maybe he was, right? But if he was,
you know what was a trip too in Arizona, and I don't know if California did it or not. If you got caught fucking with the Cheeto, they would send a letter to your house.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That said you had been caught engaged in homosexual activity, and they would send it to whoever you put down as your next emergency contact.
Yeah.
So if you put your ruka down, she about to find out you
right.
You with the shit.
You know the way I found out about those
literally
letters? Right. You know how I found out about those letters is a homeboy who's not much older than me, right? Wasn't much older than me at the time, and wasn't big into politics or anything. He wound up getting pulled later. This is another fucking story, but he wasn't doing time in the 70s, you know, or even in the 80s, right? Like early 90s, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
I found out about it from him because we're sitting on the yard, my first main line, right? Level 3, so not a level 4, but you know. And he's talking with some of the old timers, and this narrative of this letter gets brought up, and he's like, "Yeah, man, my mom came to see me, and she was like, hey, all I want to know, mijo, were you pitching or were you catching?" And he's like, "I'm pitching, ma." And she's like, "Okay." And I thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't think it was. I thought this was like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, hey, sex play is out of pocket. We're not allowed to do that, right? There's reglas. You can't sex play, right? And so I'm like, this is borderline sex play, I guess, this conversation, right? But I thought it was a joke. I thought it was just playing, you know? And then I heard it again, like other old timers talking, and they mentioned the same thing. And then I asked somebody, hey, did they used to do this? I asked Marcelli in Corcoran Shoe. And he goes, yeah, they used to send them. And he had never engaged like that, but he was like, yeah, they used to send letters home. And I was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, carnal. And he was one of the ones that told me a lot. You'd be surprised at the amount of C's that had that letter get sent to their families. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, bro.
In Arizona, that shit didn't stop till like the mid 90s when someone sued them finally because they were saying, you know, there was no reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Except for to embarrass.
I think it had something to do with and I don't know 100%, but I think it had something to do with like the whole AIDS thing. When AIDS got big and they were like, oh, you know, AIDS is a gay disease. And so we let your loved ones know on the streets that you're doing some gay shit, you might get AIDS or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was to embarrass also, but.
Yeah. But what's crazy, bro, honestly, when you sit back and think about it now, like, it's just funny how until they went to the hole, it became a lot stricter once they couldn't engage in all that. You know what I mean? No homosexual activity, no drugs, all this fucking machina shit.
Right.
Fucking 70s, 80s, them motherfuckers weren't out there doing machina and shit.
Nah.
Then they get put in the hole, and all you motherfuckers got to sit out there and do machina.
That's a good
point. Get high, can't fuck. Like,
right. That's it.
But what the funny thing is, bro, for real, like to hear these youngsters talk, they never even heard the stories. It's so taboo nowadays that they don't like. Some of them, honestly, like, nah, that shit. They're just clowning. They got to be bullshitting. It's not true.
No,
buddy, that shit was very prevalent. Most, and not all.
Wait, and you guys said they only stuck with their own race.
No, I don't think they only stuck that way. But
they would. I mean, there'd be some outliers, but the race owned their Cheetos.
Right.
So if you turned out a Cheeto, it was Mexican. It belonged to the raza.
Right.
So you can sell it to a white dude for a little bit.
Oh my god.
Right.
That's wild.
They couldn't really they couldn't make a white dude their old man.
Right.
That would be wrong.
Right.
Oh, right.
That's out of line. That's going too far, homie. That's going too far.
It was just Sergio said, to whom it may concern, your husband is no longer allowed to own peanut butter. No, but listen, bro, that shit.
Bro.
And again, not everybody, and I don't, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it was. I knew old schoolers, some carnales that be like, man, them fools are tripping, man, doing that shit. That looked at it like you should. I mean, if you're not gay, and if you are, hey, more power to you, do your thing, whatever, all that other stuff. But then there was the one, but it was still looked upon as almost normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time, trip out, bro. I'm running this yarda, and I find out there's this youngster we're in Santa Rita, and he was on yard 2. They're broken down into 4 yards. Then you got the one big ass yard that you can go out, and that was the yard where we had the rayeta when I got stabbed and shit. So I find out that this youngster is fucking with a Cheeto. And the only reason the story like kind of came around is because this youngster got on the phone, bro, and let the Cheeto get on with his old lady, his baby's mom, and tell his kid's mom, your vato is my vato now. He ain't gonna call you no more. And this, so the bitch was like, no, you're gonna let me call your baby mama and tell her I'm your lady now. And so he did. And this fool was doing like 5 years, bro. I seen him out on the yard, and I'm like, hey, fool, you really did that? You let that fucking punk call your baby's mom to do that? You only got 5 years? And I could tell he was embarrassed, but he was like kind of like a stupid smile on his face. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, damn, fool, like, you just gay, right? I mean, he's like, no, I'm not gay. I'm not. What the fuck?
Homie, no, you are.
It's straight. Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, you just left your kid's mom for a punk that and you're doing 5 years, eh? Like, come on, bro. Right. It was a trip. He actually put that punk on the phone with his mom, with his baby's mom, man. I was just like, man, I don't even know how you allowed that thing to talk you into doing. No, I don't mean to say thing. I'm sorry, anybody that's watching and is gay. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how you, like, how
did that whole conversation, I mean, there's a lot of points in that story where I'd be like, wait, hold on, Your Honor, I object, I don't get it right. Right?
Crazy.
But
that's nothing. There was a Cheeto, bro, that was with a carnal named Hank Lugo. I've told the story before. He was from Florencia in Califas originally. Mm-hmm. He was a carnal for Arizona. His name was Henry Lugo, Big Hank. And he had a Cheeto named Felicia. And everybody knows the story. He tattooed on Felicia's ass, property of La M. And it was a dude. Felicia's a man, right? Obviously.
Of course.
property of la M on the motherfucker's ass, bro. And then when he got out, shacked up with this motherfucker. They both got killed in the hotel room together because of because it continued beyond prison, you know, where it's not. It becomes gay if you go outside. But yeah, and that's just one. I mean, there's so many. I remember Wato Head had Liz, and everybody, bro. They all had everyone had their one. You know what I mean? And everybody you just knew it, bro. Everybody just knew it. It was nothing. I didn't see the rape stuff. I heard about that from before, but I definitely seen them dudes running around holding pockets and in love, hickeys on the neck and meeting at church and all that shit.
I seen a hickey on the neck in Solano. There was this dude Joker from Stockton, Sakura or Stockton. I think he was from one of the two. I don't remember now. But and there's this dude who kind of notorious in Northern California, right? Rachel, and so Rachel moved in over there, and the dude came out to the yard with a hickey on his neck. And I'm a young, striving soldado, right? Like it's either I was just pulled or I was just on the edge of being pulled, right? Like right in that season, you know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, how the fuck is this dude on the yard with a hickey on his, like, is the bonds, the format, the schooling says, right? And fucking whack this dude. Why is he on the yard? Now, well, you know, we don't know exactly what's going on. You don't know he has a hickey on his neck. And he's living with a man who goes by the name Rachel. I feel like we have a pretty fucking good idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this is a mystery. This is not unsolved mysteries. It's pretty well fucking solved, right? Yeah. And so many of them. They're like, oh man, we're gonna get at him. We're gonna get at him. But the dudes getting at him also had punks in their time too. You know what I mean? So it's a wink, nod. Hey, Holmes.
You know, I did time with Death Row Joe and Crow and them, right?
Right.
Same thing.
No, and I got
and people will they will not believe it because Death Row Joe is like
right. He's a legend.
He's a legend. But trust
me, until he took the bank, but he was a legend.
Trust me, Death Row Joe had caca on the verga.
Oh, it's all of them. And I don't know him. I know of him, of course. Everybody out here, does. But I know folks from his peer group, like really from his peer group, right?
All of them, yeah.
And they're friends of mine. I could call him on the phone. Like, well, one of them I can't because he's out. But it's and they'll tell you if talking honestly. Oh man, this fucking man, this fucking sissy motherfucker came over here and this punk and this person got stabbed over a fucking sissy and and hey, that motherfucker went out ass backwards over a punk.
Mundo has told those stories of that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was one of
they'll tell you the truth about themselves. They will tell you the truth if you ask them.
Yeah, Mundo. I think one of the Mundo had said. Now I don't know. Mundo says he never partook, right? Mm-hmm. But he does speak about there was a riot that took place over punks and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that shit they were monetary value. People those people that are
right.
Normal.
There's property. It was look, bro. It's you hear about slavery.
Sergio said, so how did this go from George Lopez not being about the raza to an hour-long conversation about Chilujos?
Because we're comparing the two, that if people say they're for their cause and they're for their people, how are they for their people if they're doing this kind of stuff and they're being called legends for it?
The reason why, brother, for real, is because most victims of sexual assault in prison in the 70s and 80s were also kids. We're talking about 17, 18-year-old kids. So these vatos that you guys call legends, or that we all called legends at one time or another, are sex offenders, whether you like it or not. Literally, some of them, and figuratively, most of them. I mean, whether it was accepted in the joint or not, it's you have to look at it for what it is.
And most level-headed people can look back on U.S. history and say, you know what? Not just U.S. history, but in particular, most level-headed people will say, you know, like slavery wasn't cool. The buying and selling and abusing of human beings by other human beings was not a noble, divine calling, right? That's what these dudes did. They bought and sold human beings. They bought and sold people. They traded in the commodity of people, right? And it was a sign of dominance. It was a sign of authority. It was a sign of power. So it is what it is. I don't know.
AP said, guess when you backed up by murder, it's okay to be gay. Nothing against the LGBTQFAGEB community.
Hey, speaking of that, because also fucking, so the George Lopez thing, to bring it full circle, right?
Yeah.
Listen, so
I don't think he's gay.
No, I don't think he's gay either. But so George, I watch his podcast sometimes because I find him entertaining, I find him humorous, and I find his guests and his dialogue with his guests sometimes interesting, right? So I seen the whole podcast of him and that dude, the other comedian, other Chicano comedian, Trevino, right, from Texas. I don't remember his first name, but Trevino, and good comedian, got shows, you know, everything. So they're talking, they're chopping it up, and Trevino brings up this dude Barbosa several times, right, throughout the podcast, several times. And George has various reactions. His initial reaction was not the one that's in that clip. His initial reaction was like, oh, who? What's that? He's like, oh, man, he's blowing up. He's selling out everywhere. And George's like, selling out everywhere? Like, everywhere where? You know what I mean? Well, you know, clubs. Okay, clubs. So, if you think of comedy in the sense of like a professional athlete, right? It's sort of like, you know, quarterback that just won the Super Bowl. Hey, man, this fucking quarterback's coming up. He's coming. Oh, he's the best. He's the best, really? Like, the best where? Oh, he's about to be drafted. Oh, okay. Cool. Like, now I know where to put him in category. You know what I mean? He's not in the pros. He's not, you know, but he's getting there. He's on the rise. He might get there, right? But anyway, so the name comes up over and over, and they're drinking. They're having some drinks. American Cholo in his little video, he's like, oh, George was drunk as always. Like, as if he has some kind of inside scoop. Cut it out, puto. He fucking drinks on the show all the time anyways. Like, it's not a secret. He goes, oh, and I said it. Hold on, you stated the obvious. Thank you. You're like, who are you? Right? But anyway, so they're talking, right? And but throughout the early part of the podcast, the conversation is about coming up as a Mexican comic, right? And Trevino's talking about how, hey, like, I'm getting to the place where you, George Lopez, were when you got your show. Like, I feel like I'm in that range. I'm not you. I'm not where you are. I'm getting there. And they're talking about coming up. And Trevino's talking about how I had George to look up to coming up. And Lopez is like, essentially, and I'm paraphrasing a lot here, but Lopez, we didn't have nobody to look up to. There was no Raza to look up to, right? There was Paul. And Paul was good. And Paul was fucking killing it, right? Paul Rodriguez. He was good. He was killing it. Man, I wish to be as good as him. And I seen him at the club. He even tells the story. He goes, I seen him at the comedy club this one time. And he was so badass. And I was like, man, when I get as good as him, imagine how good he's going to be. And he goes, I never seen Paul Rodriguez that funny again. Because he didn't work on his craft. What he had was a shtick. He had a style. He had a swagger, right? But he never really worked on material. He didn't work on the art of comedy. He was just that guy out there, right? Just your deal. So his humor, his comedy, his profession didn't keep up with him because he didn't work on his profession because he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He didn't want to work on it, right? He was, you know, that fucking, blah, blah, blah. That was it, right? So, and it's like, he talks shit, I talk shit, we all talk shit. Fucking who cares? I mention your name. Oh, George mentioned my name. Fucking suck a dick, we're on a podcast. People mention certain names all the time. Who cares? Right? So he wasn't talking shit about him, but that was their dialogue. And he also has a decades and decades long friendship with Paul Rodriguez, right? So the conversation is coming up. What was it like? And he's like, dude, in comedy, and I've heard this from other comedians too, right? Nobody looks out for each other in comedy. It is cutthroat as can be, right? No, I don't want you opening for me, because damn it, if you do a good job tomorrow, I'm gonna be opening for you. Fuck that, nah, right? And that's George's whole philosophy. And he goes, hey, I pulled back on using Mexicans to open for me. Why? Because the second or third show, the second or third time they open, now they have my cadence. Now they're using my jokes. Now they're using the names of people, of characters in my jokes. They're using them in there. They're trying to be like me. There's another one. Get lost, huh? No. But Trevino talks about how he opened up for Lopez, and he's raza, right? So it's not a race thing, but Trevino's comedy is different. He's not an urban Chicano. He comes from Texas, from a fucking ranch, right? His whole approach is different. He wasn't trying to be like George. So they get along just fine. Even though they're both raza, they help each other. Yeah. So the narrative was different. But finally, like an hour and a half into a 2-hour podcast, the fucking 10th time that this dude Barbosa's name comes up, George comes in, fucking why you keep mentioning this fucking guy? Who the fuck is this?
Exactly.
Right? Hey, am I wrong for saying this? Blah, blah, blah. And the clip is cut where Trevino says, oh, you asked the guy that's on the payroll. Haha. What you don't see is Trevino on the same page as George 3 seconds later.
Like always.
So it's a very selective clip. And Barbosa was smart. He was fucking smart for putting that clip on Instagram and blowing it up. Fuck yeah. I think when him and George talked later, George probably told him, fuck it, well played, puto. Good job. Like, take that soundbite of mine and use it to your advantage. Do you. You build your career. The fuck I'm gonna give you anything? Nobody gave me shit. But George's whole life, if you listen to his life story, his whole life story is a life story of people not giving him shit, right? Raised by his grandparents, parents abandoned him, didn't have any friends, the whole fucking 9 yards, right? Like a lost kid. You know what I mean? There was no roadmap. And he's like, look at the black comics, look at the white comics. They don't go around and promote other people's comedy. No. You don't do that until you've arrived. And what is your standard of arriving? Because Trevino's like, hey, man, I made it. And he told Trevino, why you keep promoting this kid? Why you keep mentioning his name? He goes, well, those of us that have made it should give a handout. He goes, you've made it? He goes, yeah. He goes, so you're content. You've made it now. You feel like you have reached the height of what you can accomplish. No. Do you want a show on TV? Yeah, I want a show on TV. You feel like you deserve one? Fuck yeah, I deserve one. I'm doing 20 years. I've earned it. But you ain't got one? No. So you ain't made it. Right? In other words, don't feed your competition on the way up. And because of the dynamics of society and entertainment and everything else, your competition as a Mexican comedian is other Mexican comedians. Flat out. Right? Because who's going to be the Mexican comedian? There's society doesn't have a whole lot of lanes. There's not a lot of room for one, right? And Lopez talked about how, hey,
the audience is going to be the same.
Right. And Lopez talked about his show, and Trevino talks about his show, and he's like, hey, and George is like, how'd you do your first big show? He goes, I bootstrapped the homes, and he ran through the steps that he took, and George is like, fucking, that's how you do it. That's right. I got my wife produced it. We did this. We sold out. I said, fuck it, I'm going to pay you for the tickets. You get your money first. I didn't make any money, but I was able to then put that on Netflix. I was able to bring that to Netflix. And the next one, I took the ticket sales. I did that shit myself. I own it. So I get all the money from it. There's only been 4 Latino comics ever on HBO, great HBO special. I think 3 or 4, right? Lopez is one of them. That's like the pinnacle. That shit doesn't happen. And so that was the fellow. That was the conversation. But this,
I feel like he got tired of, like, that guy just kept on, and he's like, I really, like, he never heard of him. I never even heard of this kid, you know, but he kept putting it out there, like, and he's like, all right, enough already. Like, I get it. Dang. You know, like, I don't know.
And he did it in a comedic way. Like, I don't fucking keep talking about the, you know, it's like you're.
And now all of a sudden he's a sellout and he ain't there for his people and and it's like, really? Come on.
So here's my question to the viewers though, and especially those that watch the fucking Cholo dude, right? The not very Cholo dude, but.
So wait a minute. What did he do?
Who? Cholo?
Fucking Sergio. Fucking asshole. He just texted me, told me to yawn. He knows what that shit does.
He's like, wake up.
Yeah, the Cholo vato. What the fuck
So he takes this shit and he puts the clip and he's like, hey, George Lopez is a sellout. Right? And this is why. But here's the thing that bugs me about that fucking vato, right? Is so this is the same podcaster, okay? And it's this. I don't say that's all he is as a put down, but he's a podcaster. He doesn't have any other form of public notoriety, right? So this podcaster, American Cholo, this is the same one that said that he's going to close down his channel if he doesn't get X amount of subscribers because that means that he's not the voice of Raza. He wants to be the voice of Raza. He is the American Cholo. He's the voice of Raza, and Raza needs to support. He bitches and complains all the time about how different Raza, you know, celebrities or high profile people in their field, be it business or entertainment or sports or whatever, music. How come they don't come on this show? Why do they go on these white shows? Why don't they go on these mainstream shows? Why don't they go on my show? Why don't they come here, support Raza? Why? He's a fucking crybaby, right? And when was the last time he promoted another Chicano podcast, right? When's the last time he was like, hey, you know what, guys? You watch American Cholo, I got 30,000, 50,000, whatever fucking subscribers he has, right? Have you guys checked out this channel? This dude's up and coming. He got 15,000 subs, man. It's dope. Let me have him on as a guest. Talk about your podcast. Of course not. Because he's not going to promote the competition. Because he's not going to feed the people that he's scared might come and eat him. He talks shit about other podcasts when there's been little controversy, and that controversy has come from Raza. Oh, them dropouts up north, them this, them that, dismissing these other channels, which regardless of what I think about them or their channels or their content, it's mighty hypocritical. And then he's like, hey, but the reason I came up to George is because he got political, because this tortilla incident, which happened years ago, where some white kids on a basketball team threw tortillas at some Mexicans on a basketball team in San Diego, right? And George says, oh, CNN called me. And I told him, why you call me? Call the parents, call the family, right? Oh, see, he don't want to stand up.
Oh my God.
But then when George was asked, how do you feel about Latinos who say they don't support Black Lives Matter because blacks don't support Latinos? George's answer to that was, I think that ain't right. You need to stop. Stand up for what is right if it's right, regardless. That's apples and oranges, though. That's apples. But with little sound bites and with your little 2 cents added here and there, and with your little talking as if everybody's on the same page when they're really not, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about, they're just following you, you can lead people. And then it's like, oh, and he went on this show, he went on The View, and he talked about cross-dressers and churros, and he stands for them. Why do you stand for them and you don't stand for brown people? If you listen to the podcast with this Vato Trevino, the same one in which Barbosa was mentioned, bro, he goes in on gay people and clowns like a motherfucker for 15 minutes. It's hilarious. But never one of those jokes is a PC joke, right?
Yeah.
But Cholo is not going to tell you that. What Cholo's saying is he's being sensitive. He said that because his handlers tell him you have to make friends with the gay community. Don't piss off the gay community. But what about us as Raza? You don't stand up for us. You only stand up for who? Like, painting this whole narrative that has 100% zero basis in fact. It's Lopez don't work on shows unless half the people are Raza working on it. You know what I mean? Like, the shit the dude does, he does. Does he do a lot for other brown comedians? No. You know why? Because he's a fucking brown comedian, and the comedian game is cutthroat. And he's like, hey, fool, if you want to get it, you got to get it out the mud just like me. But in that same podcast, he told Trevino, hey, Trevino was like, oh, I read for a part in a movie that you're in. I read for a part. I think they really liked me. They didn't like me for that part, but they said they might like me for another one. They're gonna call me back. He's like, what'd you read for? I read for this role. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna make a call. You're gonna come back and read again. I'm gonna make a call. And then dude's like, hey, I want a show. You know, I've been trying to put together this show. George is on there giving him advice. Oh, here's the name of your show, fool. I Speak Wife. That's the name of your show. That's your vibe. That's your stick. That's your angle. Like, so George is helping him. But why? Because that dude's been in the game 20 years. He's made his way. He's shown that he will go through the mud. He will get it himself. He will fight. He will grind. He will hustle. He will do whatever for decades to be who he is. Then that's when Lopez comes around and is like, okay, fool, fuck it. We could work together. I like your get down.
Yeah.
It's so it's a whole different story.
To be honest,
See, I don't watch George Lopez's podcast. I don't. You know me how I feel about celebrities. I don't watch them. I don't follow them. I don't act like I know them. I don't really care. Do you know what I'm saying? You know how I am about that. But when I did hear about all this stuff, going on, and it's on my Instagram, and George Lopez cancel him, so I did hear it. I'm like, are people not hearing what I'm hearing? Are they like, they're really this quick to? Are they really? And then again, here's Jovan being crazy, being a hater, because I disagree with, and it's like, really, did we not hear the same thing? Did we not?
Look, Jovan, you reached that conclusion just by listening to that clip, right? Then now you hear the backstory, a little bit of the backstory. I would think it makes
No, I went in once I saw the clip, then I went and looked it up and then heard, most of it, some of it. I didn't hear it all like you did. I didn't need to hear it all to know that, really, this is what we're doing. Out of context. This is where we're spending our energy and our time on, really?
But this is the same vato that went around and got a bunch of fucking Mexicans with tattoos to go show up to a studio to prove a point because
I know.
Clips of things that he said.
I know.
Were put online.
We know.
With no context.
After talking about not being about that gangster lifestyle, that shit.
Right.
And and that's been
you can't have it. That's the shit that irritates me. It's not about George Lopez showing the fuck doesn't need me to defend him. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dude and Cholo was like, oh, I'm sure Lopez is gonna invite him to apologize on his podcast. What? I hope he doesn't accept. Nah, puto, because you're trying to suck his fucking balls so that he'll come on your show to validate your program. When in reality, the smartest thing in the world would be for Barbosa to go on Lopez's podcast, them talk, have a laugh about it, talk shit, have a little fucking cheers. That would be the best for his career.
Yeah,
but Cholo's over here all fucking pissed off because big celebrity brown people don't come to my channel. No, because you're irrelevant. You're a fucking lame.
That's was he even a Cholo at one point?
He was. I'm not gonna go there because I'm not gonna start
grading. It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
I'm not gonna grade people gangsters.
The way I've always seen that vato is he's an arrogant ass vato, bro.
Yeah.
He talks down about gente on a level that's just like almost borderline disrespectful, bro.
It is.
Like you talk about a lifestyle you know nothing about just because you gang bang for a minute,
right?
Doesn't mean you live the lifestyle.
No, but he went to YA.
Let me
tell you this piece of information that's going to radically change your view. He went to the youth authority though.
And the thing for him, for anybody, listen, bro, and anybody is entitled to their opinions as an individual, right? But for people to judge, and I'm not, listen, I'm the last person to defend most anybody else. But for anybody to sit there and talk shit about these dropout channels and all this jale, right? Which includes me, obviously. But you didn't even come close to doing and being a part of anything that we did, and not that that's something to brag about.
Right. I hear you though. Yeah.
It's something to tell you that we got to such a dangerous part in our life that we decided to say, fuck this. You said fuck it as a child.
Right.
You walked away because it got dangerous for you in juvenile.
Right.
Right? So I understand where you're coming from, buddy.
Right.
It was pretty dangerous too in juvenile for me. But then when I went over there, it was a little worse.
It got a little more serious, right?
Yeah. So after 20 years of that, I decided, you know what? I probably don't want to do this anymore. Mm-hmm. And for you to judge that on any level it's just stick to your fucking construction company, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You have no idea what this life is about on this level, whether you claim the gang as a kid or not.
Right.
And that's a good thing. I'm not.
I
wish I had done that. Yeah, I wish I had.
We always say that they're lucky, the ones that got away, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, those are the smarter ones in that sense. Yeah.
But the thing that I don't like is if you happen to get away from that before getting that far, you have no place to judge.
Right.
Because you have no idea the extent of what that lifestyle is. You don't know what it is to wake up every day not knowing if you're going to kill or get killed.
Right.
Or not knowing if your door is going to get kicked in for a murder you committed 3 days ago. Or if you're going to lose your ruca and your kids and your family for a murder you committed a week ago. Now, those were actions that we took and were responsible for them. I'm not saying cry for me.
Right.
I'm just saying you have no idea of those feelings. So when someone decides to walk away from that, I would say congratulate them, you fucking pussy boy, instead of saying anything negative, because you have no idea just because you fucking threw up some fucking gang and did a beer run one time. Get the fuck out of here with your judgment.
Right.
And then now you want to be this whole the conservative cholo that want to talk about all this shit. Bro, listen, everybody's entitled to their opinions, but he's a judgmental, narcissistic, arrogant motherfucker, bro, that has no right to discuss raza, being there for raza in any motherfucking way.
Right.
At all. And for most of these vatos, bro, that came out, and I don't even know who did, so please don't come out and say, why are you talking about Flaco, and why are you talking about Rojo, and why are you talking about... I'm not talking about anybody because I don't know who did this. I barely found out about this shit yesterday, and I watched the little snippets, and now we're talking about it. But someone made a comment on here. Farmero said that there was a couple people that came out and called George Lopez a sellout on the YouTube thing. I have no idea who that is.
They did, and I'm not bringing that up on purpose. I brought up American Cholo only because his narrative, I feel like, is inconsistent in those ways that I mentioned. So that's why I'm mentioning him, because I also feel like if he didn't do the video about it, probably nobody else would either. Right? Yeah. If we're being honest.
See, and my thing is when I hear that, bro, when I hear that someone is saying George Lopez is a sellout for anything, right? Even if he did say, fuck that, I'm not helping raza because nobody helped me. Listen, it may not be the best thing to do,
right?
But it's his prerogative. But for anybody to question that and at the same time not be making the same videos about the other lifestyle that we all know about, because it's also relevant to these individuals. We all we were in prison. So you can't say, well, that's not our world. We're out here. No, we're the ones that have to speak up for those that can't speak. These children are following in our footsteps because we keep talking about these fucking pussies like they're somebody. Mm-hmm. And that needs to stop. So for somebody to come out and say, this dude's a sellout because he won't help somebody in comedy.
Right.
And not say the same thing about these fucking sex offending, killing motherfuckers that are putting shanks in 18 and 19-year-old kids' hands and making them throw their life away or die.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is really? That's your talk about clout chasing, bro.
Right.
Now, I don't talk shit about people. I mind my business, but let me do a fucking a video on every fucking thing I see on fucking TV and disrespect everybody.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. It comes to and everybody's gonna say, well, Cricket's talking shit about everything. No, listen, I'm positive and to the point of I don't want the the Nuestra Familia, any of these clicas to get involved with these kids. I want kids to live a positive, normal life without going to prison and crying and losing loved ones in their life. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna talk shit. Fuck everybody that thinks that I'm not gonna talk shit.
Right.
I want positive for children. I'm beyond positive for me. Fuck all you motherfuckers.
Hey, let me see. Do I have a microphone right here? I want to drop it.
I know, Farmero. I know you were talking about me, brother.
I'm gonna drop it.
I know that, bro.
It's
I wish that every child could have a growing up the way I did, with parents and not suffering and not hurting. I wish kids could grow up with like my son didn't, without his father for 13 years and things like that. You know, that energy that they waste on. No, put your beanie back on. You need a haircut. No, I'm just kidding.
What you talking about?
I'm just kidding.
Hey, you could scold him. You can't scold me.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That just was real quick. No, but put that thing back on you. No,
I'm
but
gonna get my palm comb and my tres flores, and I'm gonna go.
Oh Lord Jesus!
If you hit the yard right now, bro, they'd all be grabbing your pocket.
Hey,
oh. I'm just saying, I just wish that we all kept that same energy. Stop trying to make it about a race thing. Stop trying. It's always about that racing. It's always about holding someone down and holding. Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
I'm going to tell you something, bro. I did, as an adult, 20 years. As a kid, from the age of 12 to 17, I don't know, a couple years, whatever. You know what I mean? In and out bullshit. Bro, that was the worst time of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I had good times, even though it was by my own doing, it was by my own doing, and I don't expect any boo-hoos. I will tell you that there were nights where, like, I would lay there and just think of, like, people that I loved and I lost. You know what I'm saying? Family that I didn't have. My little sisters growing up without me. The people that I couldn't be there for. My son that was growing up without me. My daughter that I lost at 17. Like, there's so many things that the reason I speak passionately about this is because I want others to avoid that shit, bro. That shit, it's not, there's nothing cool. There's nothing like, there's nothing legendary. All of that shit is bullshit, bro. All these vatos that everybody looks up to, trust me that they've had those nights where they lay there and their eyes tear up. We're human. Everybody's a human being. There are no robots here. Trust me that everybody has these feelings when you're in that joint. And if you don't have it in you to try to tell your story of how you felt because you're too worried about being hard and all that shit, instead of telling it how it is to try to help someone else avoid that, then you're a piece of shit and you're a fucking sellout. That's the bottom line. Because
you're not telling people the truth. You're allowing the propaganda to continue. You know, and
everybody wants to talk about children, how they're to be protected. They shouldn't be, you know, the sex offender, the child molest, all the rest of that stuff. But when it comes to our own little boys and girls growing up in the barrios, ain't nobody trying to protect them, bro. Nobody. But somehow we're the sellouts because we walked away from something that was a murderous fucking propaganda clica that was hurting our own. Like, how would I have been a better person maintaining my so-called integrity and going to death row and continuing to send out hits on people that I had no idea who they were? Never personal, bro. Nobody I whacked was a personal issue. I didn't do anything that benefited me or was out of anger for me. I did things that for people. A few. I had never. The first time I laid eyes on them, I killed them.
Right.
Like that's not something that people should do. Period.
Right.
And to sit there and pretend like that's some lifestyle that should be protected, and it used to be so fucking these life this so-called lifestyle where the rules used to mean something, and these guys used to have this integrity and they held their. Get the fuck out of here. People been snitching for fucking centuries. The shit ain't. There's never been this nostalgic era. Cut it out. And on top of that, who would want that? At the end of the day, would you want it for your children? And if you say no, then you're a fucking sellout if you don't speak up against it when it's happening to other people's children.
Exactly.
Period. And I understand people don't want to get put on the list and get killed. So you don't have to be boisterous like me. But don't fucking judge me for doing what I'm doing behind this shit. If these putos kill me, fuck him. It's on me. Nobody else's decision but mine. But to judge me for that, look, there's a lot of other things you could judge me for.
Right.
This shit is not it.
I could name a few things, but I'm not going to go there.
Slapping the shit out of my old ladies, one of them.
Hey, okay, and you thinking you're 23 is one of them.
Oh, well, let me show you.
So,
no, don't put that up right now.
I hate to do this right now, no, but my lady called me. I think she's going to want to ride home from work, so I'm going to have to hop off. But there's a part of this conversation I want to continue with you, Cricket, publicly. I got some stuff in my mind. I got a few irons in the fire, and so I'm going to follow up with you. But, hey, always appreciate you both. Thank you. You're my favorite couple on YouTube. And
thank you.
And, yeah, let me go pick up my old lady so that we can stay a couple también. So
bye. Thank you, guys. Rascal.
Right. I'm gonna finish up these comments and we'll get the hell out of here too, baby, if you want. Kind of fired up though.
Oh, I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly home tonight, girl.
Yeah.
I don't got no money. Can't do it.
This mother, really?
Hold on. Let me see. Let me get these comments because I don't want people just talking for nothing.
What a guy.
Where are we at with this? Let me go back a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm going to get to everybody's comments. I know that... All right, here we are. Who calls them legends? See, 480 started that conversation. What's up, brother? Thank you. Sergio said, looky, looky, the long-lost prodigal son returns. RL said, what's up, Cricket and Wifey? I send my people respects. Timo called Sergio Chismoso. Timo, just so you know, brother, real fast, and I'm going to tell you really quick, the reason you think that everything happened is not for that reason. If you want to have a conversation, we can do that. Stop pretending that you're the victim here, bro. Nobody's a victim. We just wanted to get out of the bullshit. We're tired of the drama. That was it. All the other stuff that's being said and all that is just drama, bro.
Let's have a conversation over the phone and get it over with.
480, awesome person, a patriot. Remember now. What? Oh, awesome person, a patriot. Remember now. Nice, he said. Burqueño, what's up, brother? He said, A.R. Burqueño, the other motherfucker. Watch out. Just came in to say hello. Today's my day off at home with the familia. Hope all is well. Good night. All right, brother. You're probably way gone, bro. That was 2 hours ago. Hopefully,
you two get together and don't. Wow, you guys can talk. But you know what, though? You and it's because I don't know how to put it. Everything that I'm thinking and I'm saying, it comes out wrong. But the way you and Rascal put it together, it's exactly how, like, I was trying to say it. You know what I mean?
And I don't think it comes out wrong, babe. Honestly, this is what I'll say. I'll say that people may hear it wrong from you because you're coming from a different place. You know what I'm saying? Like, not from a bad place, but people will look at it as if you're speaking from a place of not knowing. You know what I mean? Like, because you didn't live our life. So almost
okay, but I was part of that world at some time with you when you were gone for 13 years and I had to go in there for stupid 3 days. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't tell me that I didn't freaking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But
and I'm not going to apologize again for my lifestyle. No, I get it. People are going to think, oh, she's just this and whatever. But
and you shouldn't. And that's what I mean. I think it's a misunderstanding. I don't think that it's necessarily that people don't. I think that I mean, shit. I agree with what you're saying. It is what it is. True, absolutely. And I wish I grew up like that. I'm glad my son had you and your family, obviously. So RL said, doing good, homie. Grandchildren, 15-year-old son, stay a little busy. Thank you, bro. Damn, I hope you're still here, bro.
Oh,
Glad.
that's cute.
I'm glad you're doing good, brother. 480 said, Cricket, make me a Patriot number now. What the hell's a Patriot number, bro?
Member, you mean?
What's a Patriot, though? I don't know how to make nobody no Patriot member. Like the football team? Patriot number. You have to explain, homeboy. 480 said, Sergio 8. RL saludos to homie Rascal, he said. 100. 480 said, Sergio, thumbs up. Rascal said, Timo with the fist. Sergio said, 480, what's up, bro? Burkina said, hey, Sergio, I found those pizzas, bro. Oh, you found the square pizzas from school? 480 said, George Lopez is a sellout. I heard he does nothing for Raza or any other, but he is funny than a motherfucker, though. Yeah, there it is there. Burqueño LOL, did you really, said Sergio? I like Cheech and Chong comedians at 480. 480 said, the funniest comedian ever is Mike Epps, Day, the funniest stand-up comedian ever, and he is a black dude. Burqueño said, Sergio, I think so. Noshcookbook.com. That's where they got the squares. AP said, typical of us tearing each other down. This kid could be a positive example, but some people won't understand that. Burqueño said, all right, everybody, good night. Peace.
Again, I don't think he was trying to tear him down. I just think well, you know how Rascal put it in his words, but, you know.
Yeah. and to be honest, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think that
I don't think he meant it that way. I don't think he thought of, I mean, but you could say one wrong thing and.
But I'm going to say it like this too, though, and it may be the wrong way to say it, but I don't think he has a responsibility to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't owe anybody. Now, would it be the better thing to do? Probably. Would it be cool of him? Yes. But does it make him a sellout? I don't necessarily.
Maybe he could have said, oh, I don't know who this kid is, but I'll look him up after the show. You know what I mean? I'll look him up and see what's up. And if he never did anything with that, then whatever. But again, it is what it is. I'm glad I just have a brain of my own because, man, this little woke generation is just crazy.
Sergio said, Burqueño LOL, I'll check it out. Big motherfucker said, Burqueño, peace, thumbs up. Burqueño said, big motherfucker, salute. Sergio said, have a good night, Burqueño. 480 said, I asked Dubs, has his opinion changed about how he calls them guys legends, and he placed me on timeout. Yeah. Again, I only use Dubs as an example of that video because he used it. And I've said it before. I reached out to Dubs before I even made the video and told him I was going to do it. He explained himself in response about that, and I made the video. And it had nothing to do with Dubs. It was an example of what people do. And I get it. I use the same terminology for many, many years. My point was there comes a time when we need to start realizing that the words that we use matter. They make a difference. These kids do things to try to prove something. They want to be accepted by those of us that have been around a long time that they call veteranos or OGs or whatever you want to call it. And when you talk about these legends, supposedly, you're talking about the pinnacle of something, of a lifestyle that is a lie. And when you use those words, I think you're extending the propaganda. And especially those that have a platform, and even veteranos in their barrios should be talking to these kids like this, but especially those that have a platform with numerous individuals listening, I think they have a responsibility to use the proper words when it comes to this. I'm not saying, and I get it. Some people may slip and say it that because we've done it for so long. But But I will say this: to bog down and say and try to defend using the word, now I think you're wrong. Now I think there's no defense of that. Period. Whether you
Okay,
like it,
you know what? Hold on real quick.
I
Um, real quick, Timo. We're gonna address this just a little bit of it, but I think you and Manuel should talk on a personal level by yourselves. The whole Instagram thing, if you notice, we don't follow anybody unless they have like a channel. Well, we put up Krusty's thing, we followed him for a little bit, and then we stopped because if we followed everybody that follows us back, we could never see everything. It's too much, all the feed and going and going. That's why we just don't follow anybody back
well, hold
at the
on.
moment.
You
And the reason why when somebody comes in and I follow them back to make sure they are the person who they are. And once I see that they are who they are, then we unfollow them. It had nothing to do with that. I just think that it just to you seemed like a coincidence or whatever. But it had,
and real quick,
if
as
you
far
even knew, it had nothing to do with that.
and real quick, this right here. What funny thing is why I gotta reach out to your ass. So okay, I guess we're speaking disrespectfully to each other. That's cool. For reals, you had my Instagram, but choose to block me. We didn't block you, bro.
We didn't block you. It was
You
just an unfollow. We don't follow nobody unless it's somebody that has like a channel.
and you actually unfollowed us because Jovan's the one that called me and was like, "Hey, Timo unfollowed us." And then 2 days later, we saw you requested to follow us again. We didn't do that. And I will tell you again, we need if you want to have a conversation that's not here like this, then we can do
Mm-hmm.
that. But it had first of all, what you're saying that it had to do with Flacco and all that, it had nothing to do with that, bro. Nothing at all to do with that.
It
The,
didn't. It really
it
didn't.
had to do with how what you were doing in the chat, bro, where you were trying to block people and you were doing stuff with the wrench and you were doing it against people that are friends of mine. Rojo's a friend of mine. I don't care if he has an issue with friends of yours or not. He's a friend of mine, and whatever issues you got with him is between you two. And then when another individual came in and you questioned him, and I don't not let anybody come in here. Everybody comes in as long as they're respectful. They talk and we're respectful back. We don't trip on them, whether they're friends with the Vato Daniel over there or not.
Yeah,
And
it was that guy that was riding in the car with him. So
yeah,
he comes in respectfully and talks to us. He's friends with him, that's fine. His friend can't come in here. But if that dude that was riding in the car with him wants to come in and he's respectful, fine. Daniel's brother comes in here all the time and says what's up to us. Daniel don't because he's not welcome here because of what he did to us. And
and
maybe one day, but not today. But
and the
Daniel's
thing
brother
is,
comes in here and says hi to us, and we're respectful to him because he's respectful to us. So for you to try to go in there and say, "Hey, I'm going to block you. Aren't you that guy?" Da da da. Okay, well, that's just it's not going to happen like that. That's where the problem was. Had nothing to do with what you think it had to do with.
and the whole point was, bro, we just wanted to avoid drama. That was it. And it was just getting too. It's just ridiculous, bro. It was too much. Hey, I'm gonna hit him over the head. I'm gonna block it. Rojo came in here. I had one dude saying "Chales con Rojo." I had you saying something else about him, and then when the other vato came in, I mean, it was just all that. I don't want YouTube drama, bro. Period. I don't know how many times I have to say
And
that.
then we were over there, and Manuel, you're like, "Hey, all right, I'm out of here. I'm leaving." We were on a different channel. We weren't going to be disrespectful. Bye. Where are you going? Where are you going? Well, you know where we're going. We're leaving because if there's people coming in that we don't agree with, we're going to leave. It's not our channel
Let's
to
be honest, real
tell
quick.
what's his name,
Yeah,
not who to have and who not to have. I'll just leave. If I'm uncomfortable somewhere, I'll leave. Now, if it's in my own home, then I'll voice my opinion.
and the thing is, we thought you were tripping on us, bro, because we were over there talking, and I don't know if you remember. I said, "What's up?" And then you said, "Oh, I didn't even know you were here." When clearly you saw us talking, so I was like, "Oh, okay, he ain't trying to fuck with us." That's how it all started. But you know what? We're done with it. This is childish.
I know. This is ridiculous.
I'm gonna keep reading the comments. Where are we at? Let me get real quick. Man, why did I shouldn't. Here we go. Burqueño, well, check it out. Burqueño, big motherfucker, have a good night. I asked 480 LOL. Dang, 480 said AP. RL said facts. Everyone hit that likes button, please. 480 said awesome person with a sad face. Gas Mask came and said helping others move in excellence. Watch out. Yep, that's Rascal. Gas Mask said RL peace. RL said Gas Mask, what's up, bro? Good, good to see you over here. 100. Sergio said LOL, your favorite Hernan, fuck the man. Oh yeah. Coin that phrase, bro. Big motherfucker said pass the Vaseline, I mean the wire. AP said chale, so the carnales were on that zesty movida. Yeah, they were, bro. Not all. I'm not one to just smut people up blanketly, but it was prevalent. It was accepted, definitely. R. Lopez said they all had Didi, probably to remember Didi. R. Lopez used that name like you knew it. There was an actual Didi. If you, I don't know if you're actually talking about her. It was she was or he, what's it called? A Native American one. Sergio said, long story short, Rascal made hella money off his peanut butter.
I'm going to switch to Nutella now because no more peanut butter. Man, you ruined it. I'm just going to have to just.
Long story short, Rascal. AP said he was making sure things ran smooth. Just kidding, Rascal. Sergio said, laugh my ass off. R. Lopez said there was a big, tall, buff-ass white dude that was messing with Chirolines. And one Saturday, I seen him, and Visita and his wife was pretty. I tripped out on knowing what you knew.
Oh, gosh.
That happened a lot, bro. Sergio said, to whom it may concern, your husband is no longer allowed to own peanut butter. Francisco VP said, look at Hank. Yeah, I had talked about him. Big Hank Lugo. And Wato, remember Wato hit too. All of them, bro. Well, not all, but quite a bit of them. Big motherfucker said, nor jelly or syrup, according to Rascal. Sergio said, brings a whole different meaning to the song peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Is that a song?
I don't know.
I never heard that song. Big motherfucker said, pinche Sergio. Sergio said, LOL. Did he try to sound like a woman? A lot of them did. Yeah. There were, bro. Yeah, there was some, bro, big, buff, black motherfuckers with straight makeup on and shit. Yeah. But they would try to sound like a woman. Francisco said, I did know Felicia got taken out. Yeah, Felicia got whacked on that same shit. Yuppers. Aslan and Gray. And AP said, guess when you backed up by murder, it's okay to be gay. AP said, nothing against LGBTFAGEB community. Yeah, nothing at all. So how did this go from George Lopez not being on about the raza to an hour-long conversation about chirujos? No, you know, it kind of went to that because because of the fact that people look at those dudes in a certain way, and I just, I saw the other vato, the homie, talking about it like he couldn't believe that it could be true. Like he was really, he was like almost on the fence of whether he believed the story, and it's absolutely true. AP says, so because of Carnal is being gay, I can't say George Lopez is a prick. You stupid fool. Sergio said, the only legends I've ever known were my older brother and my pops. Truthfully speaking, none of my homeboys, when speaking of those we knew locked up that were older, were never called legends. Yeah. I guess it just depends. I know I don't know what the circumstances usually are, but it's a word that is obviously used.
What was that guy that I forgot his name, but Crow used to call him his son, but it was a different word. What was it?
Yeah. No, so you're talking about Benji.
Yes, what would he call him?
I can't
remember. He
remember.
would call him Dad, right?
Well, Benji called Crow Dad. Well, he tattooed Crow's name on his stomach.
But I think he called him daddy.
Yeah, that's my daddy. Yeah, that's my dad.
That was wild.
He had Crow tattooed on his stomach. They were cellies in the county jail for a long time, and all of a sudden it became that was his dad.
There was a lot of call in that cell.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Let me see. That's right, AP said Sergio. Sergio said LOL. Carlos Castellana said Steve needs to step up and help his boy Ralph instead of relying on George. Farmero said, Orale, I'ma just say the same vatos that made videos about George being a sellout are sellouts also, LOL. 2 of them in particular. What's up, Farmero said Sergio? Farmero said, Orale, Sergio. Carlos said, that's exactly how it went down, rascal. Sergio said, laugh my fucking ass off. Guilt is for Gil, said Carlos. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Really arrogant. Damn, we got 50 heads watching good shit. Yeah, it's because Rascal, bro. Rascal brings all the boys to the yard.
Why did you say that?
While we're on the...
Hey, I hope he put his beanie on before he went to pick up his girl. Because that hair was out of control.
You know he's still listening. He's going to comment right now. Shit. Big Motherfucker said, just take another sip of your 680-ounce soda, fool.
Why is that soda so big?
It's a 2-liter. It came with the fucking pizza. What the fuck? How am I supposed to drink
That's to share within like a fam. Babe, you can't drink that.
I did share it. Our son was here earlier.
Oh my God, I can't.
Farmero said, George is a scumbag, but he's your typical Mexican tío. Everyone has a successful tío or tía that wants us to succeed, but wants us to do it on our own. Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah. Some of us have moms and dads and other people like that too. Sergio said, big LOL. Carlos said, once again, Rascal is on point. Yeah, absolutely. Farmero said, and I didn't even know that story till yesterday, I think it was. I think you brought it up to me, babe. And then I went about the George,
I didn't know about it either. I was on Instagram and then I just like started, when you go into like the public and you're just seeing like all these, like what's trending and stuff.
Yeah.
And you just see a big old sign with his face. And I'm like, what? Because I don't watch his podcast. I don't watch any like celebrities like that, So I was like, what are they talking about now? What are they canceling? I bet you this is some BS. And sure enough, it was. And, so I looked into it. And of course, like hundreds of other people, millions of other people that jumped on that bandwagon. Thank God I have a brain of my own.
I wonder if people actually like go and look at the context of it if they'll change their mind. Or do people
don't? They're just in that. They're just in that mentality. Yep, exactly.
Let's keep it real. Gil pretends to be conservative, but he's really just narcissistic and a bigot. Farmero said, Gil promotes gang activity yet wants to run for city council. LO. He's from the Raza, but only if you're from the South. Yeah, I think I've seen some of that talk. Listen, bro. I don't want to speak out of ignorance because I've never really watched him like sat there and multiple podcasts. I have seen a few, so I can't. I don't want to talk. I don't know if he's a bigot. I've never seen that part. I don't know. I've heard the stuff that people say that he's disrespectful to the North. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's a different. That's a different politics than we have in Arizona. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around if that type of stuff. But what I do know is what you're saying is true. I mean, he does promote gangs because I've heard him say, he talks shit about the other bottles because they're dropouts and stuff. And when, in fact, I would think as a normal citizen that has moved on with his life, he would congratulate those that have done the same, if only to no longer promote any kind of violence. You know what I'm saying? Every person that walks away from that life could potentially be one less murder. So why wouldn't you, congratulate or applaud the raza not being involved in that type of shit? But
Yeah.
it's only when things are beneficial to you, and so they say things that they know people want to hear. They want you to talk shit about dropouts and rats and all that because that's what society or that world anyway wants to hear. So they speak to the masses. Or else, well said, Cricket 100. 480 said, homie, hang out. What's the latest content? Carlos said, go pour some cement. RL said, rascal, thumbs up. Farmero said, the only he's killed is a burrito at lunch. 480 said, I didn't even know George Lopez has a podcast. I didn't either, bro. I've never seen the podcast, but I thought he was on someone else's podcast, to be honest. And I saw it on something else. They were showing like clips on something called Cultura Podcast. That's where I saw the like stuff, whatever that's going on. I didn't. AP said even that name American Cholo is stupid as fuck. Gene Alameda said, "Hey Josh and all, what's up, brother? How you doing?" Carlos Castellano said, "Gil picks the narrative that works for him." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever's gonna bring the views, and it's sad because that's a lot of people. You know what I mean? Big motherfucker said never been a Cholo or American. But
hey, AP's never been an American either. So where is he? Is he still here? I hope he heard that. No, but for real, AP, if you are listening, I hope your dad gets better. I really do.
But said, just to clarify, Grio, I meant no disrespect towards you. I'm actually in total agreement with you on this. Yeah, I know, brother. I said it once before. I know what I didn't know who you were talking about, but I know what you were talking about. I get it. That I jumped to the conclusion that some people came out with videos calling the dude a sellout, and I guess American Cholo was one of them. And the only thing that I say, that my point about that, which I beat like a dead horse this whole conversation, but I'll repeat one more time, is that the people that are on these podcasts, this genre is named, they call it a prison genre or whatever because of the lifestyle we lived and the experiences we've had. Based on those experiences, there are a lot of other sellouts that we should be talking about than George Lopez.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that I say. I say, if you're going to call this man a sellout, then how do you not also call the individuals that are guiding the youth to destruction also sellouts? If you're about the raza, no matter what raza that it is, whether it's Chicano raza, negros, gabachos, whatever you want to look at it, if you're about that, how do you not see that the real sellouts are the ones that are leading our kids astray, that are leading these kids to destruction? They're putting shanks in kids' hands, 18 to 20 years old, 21. Those are still kids. These are children that are trying to prove something and be somebody in the eyes of these so-called legends that they call them. So when they put these shanks in their hand, they do it out of fear because they know if they don't do it, then it's on them. So now they're going to throw their whole life away because this man made them do it. And somehow nobody judges that. Somehow that's okay. But George Lopez not helping a comedian with his fucking career is sellout worthy. That, I think, is a conversation for normal individuals. For us in this genre, there's a lot of other things that we should be talking about sellouts and shit, because we've been there, done that, and we have a responsibility to this lifestyle, to these children that are coming up. We've been there. We can speak on it. And to not do so, I think that is selling out, I believe. So, whatever. RL said, LOL.
Ooh, I like it when you talk like that.
Big motherfucker said, Tres Flores, you trying to make your scalp shiny? Ooh, I need tres flores, bro.
No, you don't. I don't like that smell.
I like the smell. Farmero said, I've just noticed a ton of hypocrisy lately from two big channels that claim to be for the youth and the raza, but constantly spew negativity and division. AP said, all right, then Pete's gonna go to bed. Farmero said, they say they aren't prison channels, yet every other video is about prison. There's no message or moral in the stories other than them glorifying their made-up war stories. Yeah. It's tough, bro. I mean, again, it's hard for me to judge. Well, I do, though. Whatever. But I know that it's a fine line. You know what I mean? Like, people want to make money and want to and maybe want to do the right thing at the same time, but money sometimes outweighs the other, I guess. And it's tough, bro. You know, I get, you know, it's hard to you don't want to down somebody for taking care of their family and shit, but I guess the only thing I would say is, can you do a little good at least? I mean, get chores, but sprinkle in some good shit in there. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's the only thing I can say about it. I mean, no one's gonna give a fuck what I say, but it would be nice if there was more people speaking against that lifestyle that knows exactly what that lifestyle is. None of us are blind to it. And if you had a one-on-one conversation, most of your favorite YouTubers would tell you the same thing. Why they won't speak on it more passionately and on a more more consistent more consistently. I don't know. I mean, well, I do know, but it sucks that has to be the case, you know. But yeah. George Lopez is the sellout. 480 he talks down upon people that are struggling. RL said, everyone hit that like, porfas. Ray Diaz said, awesome person, have a good night. If he said, Giovanna, we still need that paperwork.
I can't stand him. No, don't laugh at that. Where is he at?
He said,
he's probably gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Stone Cold said so, said Sergio. James Tippin said, repent and believe the gospel. Watcha?
Oh, okay. Amen, brother.
See that?
And for those of you, since he just said that.
What does repent mean? Does that have to be religious? And this is an honest question.
Well, Tony's here. He said goodnight, that we woke him up from yelling. But I do want to let you guys know, go to church on Sunday. Check out Tony's channel. I've been there every Sunday religiously.
Yeah, but
it's really good. You guys will learn a lot. I think he's still in there. Tony, are you still in here?
Yeah, I'm asking about the word though. Is that a religious word? I mean, it has a religious connotation, I think, to me. But I mean, is repenting also? Can it just be like regret? You know what I mean? Just a question. No, no one has to answer. I don't know. I guess I'll look it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tony, you want to answer that?
Bring it in. Let me keep going though. Big motherfucker said AP. Watch it. If he answers, baby, let me know.
I will.
James Tippett said, "Come to Christ and be saved." Well, I mean, okay. Ray Diaz said, 480 C-Town AZ. How you doing, brother? I'm good. Farmero said, I can go on and on about how hypocritical those platforms are and this facade they put up about being positive while attacking others, women and children, and condoning women beaters, etc. 480 said, awesome person, night, dude.
So Tony said, repent means to change your mind.
Okay. Well, then I've repented. Yeah, I changed my mind.
There's one thing you haven't yet.
What? I haven't what?
Your delusion of thinking you look so young when you don't.
You're just a hater, man.
Repent on that, okay?
You're just
repent on that.
You're a hater. Look at. I don't know what you get
Can
it
we
from.
go one live without seeing that picture, man?
Not if you keep talking about it. I gotta keep proving it.
No, God. Okay, I'm done. Babe, you can't drink that whole bottle for real.
I'm not. There's still a lot left. What the fuck? I ain't no diabetic. What the hell?
Just saying.
Ray Diaz, good bro. Thanks for asking, said 480. Sergio said the only one allowed to preach on this channel is Pastor Muffin. Anyone else, move on.
Oh,
Jay Cordova Trucking said groupthink facts. Art Life said good night again. Y'all woke me up like 5 times yelling truth.
oh,
Bro,
Tony.
you todo metiche. You just all up in it, bro. Sergio said have a good night, Muffin. Timo said, wasn't right, brother. You one-sided everything and didn't even look one bit on my side of things at all. Brother, we can have a conversation off of here. It's not one-sided. I'm just telling you how we saw it. Of course, it's one-sided because it was our side of it. We're just telling you it, bro. If you want to have a conversation, we're open to that. We're not saying that, hey, we got nothing for you. We're just telling you where it came from. What you're saying happened is not how we saw it. Is that better? I mean, okay, so you have a side and we have a side. Of course, my side is going to be one-sided, brother. If you want to have a conversation, we can do so. I'm not a closed-minded individual, brother. I don't know where you've seen me many times. I'm not that motherfucker. I'm not that dude. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to talk shit to you. If you have something to say, I will listen to it. All I said was, I want to avoid that type of drama here, bro. That's it. I don't want the YouTube bullshit going on out there to come in here. All that they got trolls coming and fucking with me and giving my address out and all. None of that pertains to me and mine. And I want to keep it out of here. That's it, brother. You were more than welcome to sit here and engage in these conversations with us on a daily. When it started becoming about trolls and this guy and that guy and this and that, I don't want that here, bro. That's it, period. All the love in the world to you, carnal. We were cool. We are cool. You're a good dude. We absolutely enjoyed conversations with you. Jovan actually looked at you as a friend at one point.
You know, Timo, I had so much love for you. You can even ask Sergio when we would kind of get into our debates when we would.
Yeah.
A couple of times when we get off the live, you know that I'm like, dang, I really hope I didn't make Timo mad. I really hope he didn't leave here not understanding my point of view, but he has his point of view. I really did think like that and felt like that.
So that's
and like I said, I think this could be resolved. You guys just need to have a conversation. That's it, or we can all have a conversation. That's 3.
The thing about saying that it's not right, that it's one-sided, bro, of course it's one-sided. I don't know your side. I just know my side. That's it. And so if you have a side that you want to speak on, but let's please do it off of here. Let's not bring the drama and let people, have fun at our expense. This isn't what this is about. We can have a conversation and see if we come to an agreement. Or if we don't, hey, bygones, brother, chingo de amor, you're a good dude. It has nothing to do with you personally. Period. It doesn't, bro. I just don't want none of that going on here. I don't want all that, and I think you know what I'm talking about. That's it. I just don't, and I understand what you're saying. I read what you said, that there's stuff happening in the YouTube world that where you feel you're being trolled and there's all this stuff going on, but that doesn't happen here, and I want to keep it that way. Period. That's it, bro. Why it doesn't happen here, I don't know, but I'm very thankful that it doesn't, because I'm not about that fucking comadre ass bitch shit. I'm just not. I don't want to have drama with nobody. I don't want that. That's not what I'm about here. Yes, I can clown with the best of them. I can talk shit with the best of them, but my channel is for me to give my opinion and talk shit about people that are carnales to prison gangs. That's who I want to talk shit about, not you or anybody else in this YouTube world. I want to talk shit about them dudes and see if I can get people to agree with me and maybe spread this around to these children. That's it. I'm not with the YouTube back and forth bullshit, bro. I'm just not. And I don't know in what world anybody thought I was, because I don't do it. One time I talked about the legend shit, and all of a sudden I became the fucking YouTube drama queen. I don't know how, but that's not. I got opinions, but as far as all that bullshit that's going on, bro, about trolls and who's giving out addresses and who's following who and who's hitting who with their little wrenches, and come on, bro, like my life, I don't have time for that shit. That's for damn sure. I got hundreds of people that want to kill me and a whole lot of other stuff to worry. I got a mortgage and all kinds of shit to worry about.
He's got to worry about me and my
I don't
crazy.
want to worry about a wrench. That's it, bro. No disrespect. And like I said, yes, it is one-sided. It's my side because I'm me. Now, if you have a side, we could speak on it later, brother. And we'll do that. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that I'm speaking so much about it now, making it all fucking public. It's not what I'm trying to do here. All right, let's go. Where are we at? Heart Life said, thanks, Serge. I appreciate the plug, Jovan. Repent means to change your mind, turn from one thing to another. Cricket, you're close. What am I close to, bro? Come on.
Tony said he's gonna. I think he's gonna get you.
It's never gonna happen, bro.
He could.
It's never gonna happen.
Never say never.
I am the one.
Oh, stop right now.
480 said, Miss Cricket, since I've been gone, what's the latest on your immigration status? LOL.
First of all, 480, nothing, because I'm here. I've been here. So thank you very much.
Jack in the Box said, I'll be your friend. No worries. Where's the tree at? Fuck.
See, we got to worry about that. We got to get a picture of that dang tree.
I was home yesterday, too. But it was nighttime. I didn't get home till like midnight.
It's because you don't care. See, Jack in the Box, he don't care.
I'll get it, bro. I'll get it for you.
He lies. He ain't going to get it. I have to get my son to do it because this guy.
Jack in the Box, LOL. I'm just a liar and a fat mouth, bro.
You are a liar and a fat mouth. You said you were going to get that tree and you didn't.
Yeah. Well, fuck you. Austin Phoenix said, oh, man, cut the live. What's up, Chronicles family? And Mr. and Mrs. Creek. What's up, brother? Man, we've been on 3 hours, bro. But you know what? I think it's safe to say this was an okay conversation.
I think this was a good conversation. We addressed a lot of stuff tonight. I think it was good.
Yeah.
You and Rascal just talk a lot.
Yeah, Rascal talked his ass off, but it's because he had some kind of peanut butter joke or something. But you'll see.
No, I think it was great tonight. It's always nice to have him on here.
Yeah, remember Cricket and Miss Cricket when I got into with that guy before Christmas about how he was going to send $500 to you for Christmas? Did he do it? I don't think so.
No, you were right about that. Okay, you were right about. And remember, we were like 480. Okay, we're wrong. You were right.
No,
there you go.
But wait a minute. Listen. You were right about that, but I think we were right on trying to avoid the drama. But there's no reason. Let him say what he got to say. There's no point in arguing and fighting on. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's just like people are gonna say what they want to say. If trolls come, not trolls. Like if you have something to say, if you have something disrespectfully to say about me, I can take it. I'm a grown ass man. We can have a conversation. I've had people. I don't know how many people remember that. There was a guy, and I can't remember his name now, and I'm sorry if you watch, but he used to be one of them. They do the Second Amendment. Yeah, the Second Amendment auditors, and I can't remember his name, but he came in. He used to come in and throw little digs at me every once in a while, and his name was the Placazo for his channel. And one day he came in and he said something, and I disrespected the shit out of him. And then he hit me back, and I was like, bro, you don't think I've been seeing you throw them digs at me these last few months, and you thought I was just going to stay quiet the whole time? And so then I disrespected the shit out of him again, and that whole Second Amendment auditing shit, and I went all crazy on him, right? And then I invited him on, and he came on, and we actually had a conversation to where we both understood each other. So that's the type of dude if you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you back. We can go back and forth. We can go through all that drama, but I will hear people out, bro. Like I understand how people feel about some people. Like if you feel I'm a piece of shit because I dropped out, I get it. I remember when I felt that way about people too. But allow me to let you know why or to explain. If you don't want to hear it, then there's no point of you even being here. Now you're just being a troll. If you want to hear it and you're open-minded about it and you still don't change your mind, that's cool. I'm not trying to, I don't, you can go along your way and still think I'm a piece of shit. But we can discuss it. That's what I like to do with this channel. That's what I think that's the best way to conduct I don't block motherfuckers for coming in unless they come in with the stupid shit. You know what I mean? Oh, if Flacco start your nonprofit, like you just try to get under that shit don't get under my skin. That's childish. But if you have a real serious issue that you want to discuss, let's do it. And so, that's the way it's always been.
And if you want to come on here and tell him that he doesn't look 23 and that he looks older than what he is and he shouldn't be drinking that like gallon Dr. Pepper, please do so.
First of all, it's 2 liters, not gallons, so school would do you some good.
Really?
Second of all, no one's going to come on here and say I don't look 23.
Well, I do.
Anyway, so 480, that's why we didn't want you to talk into the dude.
But hey, look how 480 put it. Look how he put it. I don't think so. I don't think so.
What's up, Hassan Phoenix? Check in the box said this is drama free. It can be or it can't be. My girl did that. We did that short, and someone came on. So most people, he used to come on here all the time. Maitre D, cool vato. We've talked. He comes on here and talks, and he said, "Hey, I thought you guys were supposed to be positive. Why are you throwing digs?" And he mentioned Dubs or whatever. And it was not about Dubs. It
wasn't. LM was talking about that in his state, they're not allowed to panhandle. And all I said was, because he said they had to have a permit for it. He's the one that said that, and we were just in a conversation, just talking.
She made a joke about it.
And I made a joke that you can come on YouTube and do it for free. Am I lying? I lying? Tell me I'm lying right now.
The thing is the people that might be offended by that, then maybe the shoe fits, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fucking joke. But the thing that kind of got where he was like, you're supposed to be positive. Me being positive doesn't mean that I can't call out bullshit or we can't clown or I can't say things the way I see it. I still have a fucking opinion, right? I mean, me being positive means I don't want kids to kill each other. I don't want to tell war stories that glorify that lifestyle. Me being positive means I want to tell kids when you go to prison, you suffer. It's sad. You have a lot of loss there. There will be tears in your eyes at one point or another. That's what I mean by being positive. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to defend myself or I'm not going to call out something that I see as wrong. If I didn't do that, then what the fuck's the point of doing this? You know what I mean? I'm not just going to talk shit to people to talk shit. But if I have an opinion about something, it's my fucking opinion. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of here. Or debate me. You know what I mean? There's one or the other. But to sit there and just question, well, you're supposed to be positive. You can't just put me in this little corner and expect me to sit here and throw roses at everybody. Like, that's not what this is about. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, hey, how you doing? I'm not a fucking monk. I'm here to tell my side of this lifestyle, and I'm here to call out those that don't, and those that look at it a different way, and those that keep glorifying it and making it so that these kids look up to it. Mm-hmm. And that's a positive thing, period. So people need to realize what positive means. And so if you want that type of positivity, then, you go watch something else. It's not going to be here. You can go watch a church service or something.
I don't care. I thought I was funny that night. So
I laughed my ass off.
I thought it was hilarious.
Me too.
I'm a hoot.
Maybe we'll make 50 cents off of it.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, they're paying for shorts now.
Oh, there's like 3 shorts of me up there. You making fun of me? Where's my money then?
Bitch, the fuck? Your money on your fucking ring finger. Motherfucker said, "Am I a friend?" Just kidding, puro pedo. Hell yeah, you are a fool. Jack in the Box said, "Come on." Jay Cordova.
You are, but you got to show me that paperwork too. I want to make sure you're not,
Uh-huh. But we don't condone illegalities, bro.
Yeah. I want to make sure you're America, okay?
Hey,
American.
Channel how you want, man. Most of the haters don't have nothing better to do than start shit and argue with strangers. Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, bro. I know the difference between a troll and someone who truly believes in their stance. And I don't mind talking to someone that believes in their stance because I believed in that same stance at one point. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So if I can, ultimately, I would like to talk, make somebody believe what I believe. If I can talk them out of believing that shit, what a great thing. You know what I'm saying? And I probably won't. I'm not going to have that type of effect on people. But if I could, I'm definitely going to try. You know what I'm saying? If someone comes in and believes that me dropping out of this clica is the worst thing in the world and I'm a piece of shit for doing that, then I'm going to tell you why I believe it's not. You know what I'm saying? And if you still believe that after the fact, then we just, then there's no reason for you to even come on my channel anymore because you don't like me. You know what I mean? And this is what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about talking people into dropping out of that shit and not being part of that lifestyle. So there's no reason to be here and watch this if you don't agree. You know what I'm saying? So that's the bottom line. I'm not here to sugarcoat that gangster's lifestyle. I'm here to tell you that if you're in it, you're gonna suffer one way or another. And I'm telling you that, and we're bringing out little things here like tonight, what we talked about these so-called legends, these vatos from the 70s and 80s or 60s, 70s and 80s that everybody looks up to. These were sex offenders. These were they were booty bandits. Not all, but it was prevalent and it was acceptable. These are dope fiends. Not all, but it was prevalent and it was acceptable. As soon as they get to lockdown, now all the rules are for everybody else, but not for them. You know what I'm saying? They've already engaged in all that and lived all that. So everybody wants to sit there and be upset about what I'm saying. But all I'm doing is telling the truth. It is what it is. You can talk to these people yourself, and they'll tell you that that's the way it was. In fact, there's people that are doing that. And in the end of the day, even if they weren't like that, the bottom line is raza killing raza shouldn't be happening. Everybody acts like they agree with that. If you think George Lopez is a sellout for not helping another comedian, then how can you not believe a person killing another Chicano, right? If that's what everybody's so hyped up about, is not a sellout, then your beliefs are twisted.
Exactly.
The comedy club is okay, but killing your own that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. So that's where I'm calling people out on their twisted sense of thought. You know what I mean? Like, come on. That's some comedian, that's some bullshit that 99% of the population will not even have anything to do with that life. But this other one, there's a lot of kids that are getting involved in this lifestyle because they look up to the individuals that are part of it. And if we don't start speaking against that and showing these kids what it's truly about, they're going to go very, very far into it. And that, I think, I don't understand how nobody can see it that way. I mean, I'm not talking about you people. I mean, maybe some of you don't either, but it just seems logical to me. Like, everybody talks about la raza and for the gente, but the majority of the victims of the M de nuestra familia are the raza.
Exactly.
And their own, period. not just the victims of murder, but also the kids that are being used to do all this stuff. You're throwing away generations of children, and to not speak against it, I don't know. It's one thing to not speak against that and do something else, but to speak against this comedian
Some
bullshit,
guy, yeah, that you don't even know.
and not speak against that, then I'm like, nah. Now that's the epitome of clout chasing. You're just trying to be relevant now, because there's no way you fucking believe that can be that and this isn't that. You know what I mean? Unless you're just scared, and you can say that.
See, and I like the way you put it in your words, because I can't, like I said, the things I'm thinking just don't come out the way I want to say it. And then when I say it, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
She don't know what she's talking about. What does she know? Huh?
You could just agree with me.
Yeah, but you said exactly how I was thinking it, you and Rascal. Exactly how I'm thinking it is exactly how it should, how you guys brought it out.
480 said, damn, Cricket, you drink coffee, you're on a good one. Nah, bro. It's just when shit like this, these conversations, I enjoy these conversations, bro. And I'm passionate about it, bro, for real. I mean, motherfuckers may think that, I mean, I don't know why they think I do this. There ain't no money in it, but these are the conversations I wish we had every fucking night, But where are we at? Cricket, you hurt my feelings, said G Thoughts. What happened, fool? What'd I do? I didn't hurt your feelings, bro. What'd I do?
G Thoughts is here. Okay.
Tell me what I did, bro. We part of the dumb gang, bro. I would never hurt your feelings.
Stop.
480 said, Cricket, by the way, a Patriot is that thing, how you become a special member or whatever, how you pay $3 a month. Oh, it doesn't let me choose who, bro. So now they have this thing, and anybody could do it, not just me, but you go in there and you got to be on a computer though, but you click on it and it says that you're allowed to, I'll tell you what it says. Membership gifting. So you can buy a gift, and you can buy like 5 memberships is $14. So when I buy that, it gives it out to whoever, like YouTube decides. All I can do is pay for it, and then it does it. When I read on it, it said that it gives it to the people that are most engaged in that are more like come into your channel and are more engaged with it, and so it hands it out to those people, I guess. And so I don't get to choose, bro. That's what I was saying last time when I did it too. I wish I could choose. I mean, I guess there's 2 points. I wouldn't want to choose, and then people think I'm fucking like an asshole not giving it to them. But on the other hand, like, I wish I could choose. You know what I mean? But you can't. You just pay for it and see what happens. Sergio said you missed a lot of comments. Where, bro? I didn't see no comments, bro. Did I really?
No, don't listen to him.
Gita said, this means war. What happened, fool? What'd I do? 40 said, oh, yeah, I remember that dude. He came on the live. He was some chubby dude with curly hair. The shit talk. No, I was the chubby dude, bro. Oh, he was too, huh? It was 2 chubby dudes. I didn't have curly hair, though. 480 said, if you keep drinking that large Dr. Pepper every day, you will become a diabetic. You're not getting any younger or skinnier.
Oh.
Ray Diaz said, Cricket, I drink a 2-liter like that Pepsi, LOL. Bro, we ordered that $20, $19.99 Domino's pizza, 2 mediums, and cinnamon shit, and this, and so it's here, bro. What the fuck am I supposed to do? And I'm in my office. I don't have no cup. Norma G said, great conversation, guys. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Norma.
Jake Cordova Trucker said, I have a small channel and I still get haters and trolls. Their problem, not mine. Yeah, there's just there's a certain amount of just individuals out there, bro, that they get their rocks off that shit. It's crazy. I don't get why, but and then they never last. Like as soon as they come in and say something, they just get blocked, and it's like, what the fuck? You had fun saying one stupid thing. It's crazy. Heart Life said, getting close to a new live record. This episode should be rated G for a hella gay stuff. You're right, bro. This is 3.5 hours. I gotta go to bed. I gotta be at work in fucking 4 hours. Let's finish this shit up real bad. Hold on. Big motherfucker said Tony, and he's laughing. 40 said, damn, Cricket, you drink coffee? You're on a good one. I don't drink coffee, bro. I don't like coffee. That shit tastes like shit. I don't mess with it. Sergio said, muffin, laugh my ass off. 480 said, booty bandits, not all. I say that, bro, because I don't want people to say that I'm just making blanket statements on everybody. It's not all. But the serious side of that is they weren't all engaging in it, but they all definitely, agreed with it. They allowed it. It happened. It wasn't taboo back then. That's for damn sure. So, 480 said, Miss Cricket is going to become a U.S. citizen when you marry Mr. Cricket now. Congratulations, Miss Cricket.
No, sir. No. No, 480. I've been 6th generation. Thank you. I've been.
I don't see that I missed a lot of. I think Sergio's bullshit. Ray Diaz said 480 Seatown, Arizona. That's too funny. LOL.
No, it's not. That's not funny. That's not funny what he said.
Shit. Órale pues. Vámonos a la verga.
We gotta go. Yeah. I gotta get up early. Ooh, it's Love Day tomorrow, Valentine's. How cute.
What'd you give me?
I'm so excited.
Why?
Because it's Valentine's Day.
Did you give me something?
No, but you know what I did get? Well, I got you something, but I'll give it to you later. I bought a bunch of like little baggies, like heart Valentine baggies, and then put like a bunch of little candy and stuff in it and give it to the students, like the kids.
Oh, Mijo asked, we were talking about it. If I got you, and I said, fuck, I just bought her that fucking ring. That's Valentine's, birthday, Christmas, that's everything for the next 5 years.
Do you guys see what I did? Really?
You're welcome. Just gave you my hand in marriage.
Okay, well, that's just great. I know.
You.
Sergio, are you going to give the kids their little gifts that you got them? They're super cute. Like, do you guys buy your kids little candies and stuff? Or do the kids even do that in school still? And I know we should be getting off, but I don't know. I really like Valentine's Day. It's cute.
Keep talking, because Big Motherfucker said I did too. So I'm going to go back real quick. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
I don't see anything I missed. Who's a comedian knows who's a comedian, who's coming on.
Sergio said that it jumped with the little rainbow, so he wants me to say it in your voice. It jumped. It's funny.
I don't see nothing. Am I wrong for saying that? The Sam's.
Oh, good night, Norma.
Buenas noches, Norma. For real, Ray Diaz.
Thank you for coming in.
I gave it to them Sunday, said Sergio.
Oh, did you? How cute. I just know that kids get excited about getting like those little candies, those little cards. I just think it's really cute.
All right, let me see. So here we are. Just came in to say hello. No. Doing good, homie. Grant you help. Hey, Sergio, I found those pizzas. George Lopez is a sellout. Porqueño LOL. I like Cheech and Chong. Mike Epps, Sergio, Nosh Cookbook, tearing each other down. All right, everybody. Have a good night. I asked 480. Dang, 480. Everyone hit that like. I didn't miss shit. Your favorite carnal, fuck the man.
Did you? I never heard you say
I'm gonna make that
as Jovan's sister wife. I have to say so. Clowning on people by their own words, mental health, and calling them reaction videos. Shake my head. Are those the ones?
Where's that?
Yeah, you did miss a couple.
Where is that?
I just read it to you. It's right under that guy that said, "Come to Christ and be saved."
Oh, okay. Let me see. I remember that well. Come to Christ and be saved. Where is he at? The only he's killed is a burrito. Just to clarify, I know that. Farmero, AP, Farmero 480. Oh, here it is. Well, I don't know if it's here, but here's this guy that he fucking Sergio blocked. What the fuck? They put about being positive while it's okay. For Sergio said, as Jovan's sister wife, I have a say so. Big motherfuckers, they're clowning on people with, by their own words, mental health and calling them reaction videos. Shake my head. Yeah. Palmero said, I'll just stop before I get started. LOL. James Tippin was hidden by Sergio. Pinche culón, way. He came in and blessed us, and that fool blocked him. The only one allowed to preach.
It's because Sergio's a heathen sometimes, you know. So I mean,
the only one allowed to preach on this channel is Pastor Muffin. I'll leave anyone else move on. He said, "Sorry, James Tippins. Good morning, watching from Green Bay, Wisconsin," said Jay Cordova Truck. What's up, brother? Still here, homie. Good conversation with you and Rascal, said RL. Oh, I think I skipped because I seen when Timo said, funny thing is why I got to reach out to your ass for real. I kind of took that disrespectfully, so I jumped to that conversation. But I tend to be dramatic. Sergio said, Green Bay in the house. Sup, Sergio? 480 said, you're welcome, bro. I gave you 2 shine because maybe I was disappointed, not mad at you too, but then I got told to fuck off by a certain someone. I don't know who said fuck off. But if you give me the shine, Brother Brown, you get the shine right back. I don't know what world that doesn't happen. Jay Cordova said, how's the big 505? What's up, Cricket? Hope all is well from Israel Sanchez. Hey, what's up, brother? Damn, I didn't see him come in. Okay.
It's because it jumped. Sorry.
Fuck you. What's up, Israel? How you doing, brother? Damn, my bad, homeboy. I didn't say what's up. He's probably gone. You know who that is, right, baby?
No.
We've talked about it before. That also, remember we've had the conversation on here, so and we told the story on here, so I can say it. But he's the one, if you remember, that I sent the hit on, and they tried to kill in El Mirage. They shot at him in his car. Surge Shadow in them, and then they did it again on 83rd and Thomas. They shot up this car and all that shit at the Circle K. Remember?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay now.
Yeah, it was also, he was Sarah's boyfriend at the time, remember?
Oh.
The other also.
He's sorry about that. He has
We've
repented.
talked. We've
okay.
talked. Yeah, we've talked. He knows I'm sorry. Miss Cricket knows and been through more than what people think, said 480.
You know, 480, thank you. I really have. People don't know what I really have gone through, okay? Thank you.
480 said, yo, we joke and whatnot, but she's been through it.
I really have. And you know what? Like I've told you guys before, and my parents didn't deserve that because they were such good parents. For them to have a daughter that put herself through that, it just... I felt guilty for the longest time, but now, you know, we're good.
ZG said, not the 3-day. I thought she was going to say a part of that life with you.
This guy.
3 days, bro. Like, that's the end of the world.
Well, that's probably more than like some Bato Cholo Locos on YouTube have ever done, so whatever. Leave me, you know, yeah.
I'm going to stare at the peanut butter and wonder, said Sergio.
That is, yeah, I'm just not. Like, it's gross.
It's a comedy show today. Hello, mi raza, said Norma G. Sergio said he drinks from a 2-liter and it's unacceptable, but he drinks 6 to 8 cans of Dr. Pepper and it's okay.
I didn't say that was okay, Sergio. I didn't say that was okay.
Group think fan. Y'all woke me up like, okay, now I caught up. Cool.
Okay.
But now there's more.
Well, because we say goodnight and you keep talking.
Well, because they said I missed comments, and you know that I don't
I know
do it.
you don't like to miss him. I know. But now you got to catch up on these ones
Okay, really
because we're
fast.
almost 4 hours in and we got to go to bed.
Okay, shut the fuck up, or else I'm never gonna get
Well,
to
then stop.
it. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
For real, Ray Diaz had to say it's at 480. I gave it to them Sunday, said Sergio. Lights out Phoenix at 480. It's Valentine's Day already. Oh, yeah, baby. Happy Valentine's Day.
happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Ooh, all mushy and cute.
Sergio said they did get real happy and excited. Then it made lightweight sad because they said their mom didn't get them anything. Maybe she will tomorrow, though.
Well, they know that you did those, Sergio, and you're such a good dad for that. How
40
cute.
40 said, good night, y'all. Good night, y'all, to you too, bro.
Good night. Yeehaw.
Chita says, since when is butt plugging a man a thing of honor?
That's what they say. That's what they call them. Legends. That's what they call them.
Yep. Sergio said, fuck that guy. Big Mother said, dramatic and a llorón, according to that reporter lady. Right? Hey, bro, I got a bone to pick with that. I don't understand why that headline, eh? And then when you read it, she never mentions tears in there. She says, what does she say? I got quiet. It looks like I get emotional. I clear my throat and then I continue talking. Like, where the fuck do tears come in? Not that it didn't matter. Like, I'm not too cool or hard to cry, but it just didn't happen. It's weird.
Maybe you wanted to.
Oh, I definitely wanted to, yes. So she knew that.
I don't know.
It's just headlines. It's weird. I just wonder if that's like some kind of, like, do they study that
Like
shit?
an attention grabber, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm the fucking llorón of the M. Fuck. Cricket, what happens in the Pinta on Valentine's night? Oh, you know.
Ew. Oh my god, face. Ew.
So some questions you don't ask. Said bye. Chita said, Cricket, instead of giving me a wrench, can you give me a shank? Hey, why don't you have a wrench, fool? Do you have a wrench?
Who is that?
Cheetahs. He does. He has a wrench. He just bullshit. No, I don't give out shanks, bro. I don't do that. Only wrenches, bro. It's for work. Chita said, Popeye also said, give me some choncho. Big motherfucker laughing. Hard Life said they sell 3 liters of Coke in Mexico. Now that's a party. They do. Big motherfucker. Good night, fam. Peace. 100. Hard Life said Kai Bab had the best Valentine's days.
Oh no.
Did it, bro? There you go. That's a 4-yard. Woof. It was going. Ray Diaz said, big motherfucker, have a good night. Sergio said, Muffin, did your prison wife spoil you and Kai Bab? LOL. Just kidding, bro.
Oh. Bueno, pues.
Weston Phoenix said, being 23 requires some sleep. Rest easy. Good night.
Who said that?
Weston Phoenix. I can go all night, bro. I'm still young.
Okay, now let's.
I just don't get up in the morning now, though. They're going to have to call me. I got a meeting at 9 a.m. too. Fuck.
I know. I gotta go. So good night, everybody.
Tomorrow's
Be safe out there. Babe, I can't take you seriously with that big old Dr. Pepper.
What happened? So just said, have a good night, everyone.
It's just because it's big.
All right. We're out of here.
All right. Good night, you guys. Have a safe week.
Yes. Hard Life said Sergio. All right. I'm going to hit it now. So anybody that's typing now, I apologize if I cut you off, but I'm letting you know ahead of time. Buenas noches.
You got a minute real quick?
What, baby?
So you got a minute real quick?
Simon.
All right.
Chita said, damn, for a second I thought you was drinking some whiskey. I don't drink alcohol, bro. Not that I don't. I just don't. know what I mean? I don't got nothing against it. I just don't. I don't know why I always have to explain why I explain that, but whatever. Everybody have a good night. Appreciate you guys. Hasta mañana. Maybe tomorrow. We're gonna come on tomorrow, babe.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
All right, we'll be here tomorrow.
I'll let you know, okay? I'll let you know.
We'll be here tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Buenas noches.
Good night.
I brought my computer to work, so it's on. What you got against whiskey, Sajita? Nothing, bro. Is Jim Beam whiskey? I like Jim Beam. Or I used to. That's what I used to drink. Jim Beam and Coke. Is that whiskey? That's not whiskey.
You don't even know. Get off now. Come on.
I don't know the difference. I just know it's fucking alcohol. Anyway, we're out here. Sir just said, I miss whiskey. Need to drink some now before you kicking out God's children.
Right.
Bueno, pues.